All right, folks. And I wanted to give y'all this video earlier in the week, but then, there's days when you don't feel like doing videos. You know what I mean? And then there's days when, there's days you don't feel like doing videos. And then there's days like today, as soon as I parked the truck, I was like, motherfucker, I gotta do a video. I just feel like doing a video. Um, so I want to go ahead and give y'all this commentary and see what y'all think about this. Okay. So here we go. This is Oshay, Duke, Jackson, and RBR Network. This was from the 26th, a couple of days ago.
Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode here on the Oshay.
And hold up, did y'all see the look on RBR's face on that little caption when the video first started? The video actually starts. I think I'll go to 1 point. I would go to. I might go to. We'll try 1.5. See how that goes. Okay. RBR all smiling and shit. He all happy. Oshay led him onto his platform and shit. You know what I mean? Nigga all smiling and shit because RBR, he's not really that big of a lot of people talk about him, but he's not really that big of a YouTuber. And his, truth be told, his platform is really not all that appealing. Okay, but when he does get a chance to go on a bigger YouTuber's platform, he usually takes that opportunity. So let's continue.
Vlogcast channel. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Oshay today. Back, everybody. Turn myself down. I'm echoing. We have plenty of fuckery going on tonight on the Sunday Rumble. Thank you for everybody who was waiting in the chat. We have an excellent show planned for you. Today we have, for the first time as a lead dump, I never thought that either I would stoop this low or this channel would be this desperate. But obviously, it's neither the case because this person that we're going to be having leading off is actually a fan favorite right now on Black YouTube. I don't know how that happened or why. How or why, I'm still confused on that. But nevertheless, he's here. He showed up. So let's give him a shot. Is Donald Trump better for blacks than Barack Obama? We have the Real Brother Network, RBR Network. His channel will be at the pin, top of the pin comment. We will let him explain this for the first hour on the leadoff of the Sunday Rumble. RBR Network, thank you for coming, brother, Real Brother. We appreciate your time today.
Well, thank you for having me. I feel like Bobby Brown. When I say Bobby, you say Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my.
Every little step I take. All right, so it's a very absurd question, but I know that it's one that people want to ask. Certainly, Obama was the most accomplished president in U.S. history. All right, and how do you measure a president? Well, most people measure a president by economic growth, economic policy. All right, Obama took a negative $15 trillion deficit. We had Bush. He's a Marxist, right? These Republicans are Marxists.
Okay, RBR, but before we get into the topic, let me ask you a question, though, because I always ask everybody that's new. I know you're ready.
All right, now he's already bullshitting, calling Republicans Marxist and that kind of thing. Call the actual Marxists. Don't call people Marxists just because you disagree with them or just because you don't like them. It was actually the Marxists under Bernie Sanders that stopped Hillary Clinton from being president, and that's who RBR wanted to be president in 2016, but it was actually the Marxists that stopped that. But see, he just uses that term and he throws it around, and it means whatever he wants it to mean in the given situation. Okay, so let's continue. But Oshay is doing really well in this interview, though. He's very, especially with his questions and stuff like that, and you're gonna see that. But let's continue.
To go in, but what brought you to Black YouTube? Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you started making any content on YouTube, and what was the reason that you made the Real Brother Radio Network?
Okay. Yes, I was a journalist. I wanted to be a sportscaster when I grew up, and I wanted to go to journalism school, and so I did. So when I was 16 years old, I got a job at the CBS affiliate in Seattle, and I was writing sports for the sports director. I was a sports writer, and they told me that you cannot move up in this business unless you get a degree. So I went to the University of Washington. I got a degree in journalism. And then I started working. And then I started a clothing company. And I was importing clothing from South Africa, right? And I decided that...
Okay, see, now that's another thing that he doesn't tell y'all, though, is that you don't just start a clothing company. You have to have some kind of seed money. RBR actually comes from an upper middle class background, kind of. His dad was, I think, an engineer at Boeing, and his mom was a teacher in the school district. So, you know, but he doesn't tell people that, though. He kind of keeps that, you know, under wraps. But then when he wants to talk about these things, he tries to talk like he's the only black person that has owned a business, or who's been in the type of business he was in, or the only black person that has a journalism degree or has any kind of expertise in the field that he's talking about. So the snobbiness is what comes out. That's the big problem with RBR. But let's continue.
That was great. I made a few dollars. And then Spike Lee's movie came out. She's Gotta Have It. And I thought, I gotta have it. I gotta make movies. And so I moved to LA, and the plan was to make movies.
Okay, now that's the thing. He talk about this. He talked about this on his channel. If you followed him, he claims he's some sort of movie writer or whatever, you know, things like that. He claimed that he was instrumental in the movie Friday and all that. I'm going to let y'all be the judge of all that. I'm going to just let him talk and let y'all formulate y'all opinion. Then I'm going to give my commentary. But I'm going to just let him keep talking.
And I started doing that. And that worked out pretty good until Obama got elected. No, it worked out pretty good. And I was consulting on movies and stuff like that. And then after that, I just started to do the Real Brother Radio Show. And then the Real Brother Radio Network. And I was on Livestream, Ustream, Facebook, and they killed me off. Twitter, they banned me for telling too much truth. But YouTube, I remember the instance too. We were paying $99 for Blog Talk Radio on Ustream. And I told the white boy, I said, man, I'm going to tell you this. If YouTube pays through AdSense, if they start doing live streams, we're gone. We're going to YouTube. And he said, well, that's okay. We can't afford to pay everybody. I said, okay, that's your problem, not ours. So when YouTube started live streaming, I was here, the Real Brother. And I've been here ever since. Killing them.
What kind of things were you saying on your Twitter, or you got banned from Twitter? I've seen some people. There was one person was like a transsexual that had responded to your.
Someone hit me to that. She was a little upset. Yeah, in fact, I'm currently suspended for. I've been suspended for Facebook for about the same time as Twitter, when they decided that they couldn't beat us, so they were just going to ban us. But she got upset because I was telling the truth. Usually, it's the white girls that are dating the sellout brothers.
What is a sellout brother?
Yeah, the sellout brothers are the brothers who hurt and harm the black race, who sell out the black race, who marry the Kim Kardashians, who just really think that they're out for themselves, and that if they destroy the black community and all humanity in the process, that's okay, as long as they're happy, quote unquote happy. Yeah, those are the.
Okay, and see, he go hard on that interracial stuff, but I've always wondered why does it bother him so damn much? Okay, because he'll talk about the brothers with the white girls and whatever and that kind of thing. Why does it have to fucking affect and bother him? You know, why can't he just live his life like me? I don't promote interracial, but I'm not going to go let that shit affect my life to the point where I go and talk about it 24/7. But I digress. Let's continue.
Sellout brothers, they go out here and wreak havoc in the black community under the guise of black first, black off the cliff first. And so it's just nonsense. These are sellout. And so they can't even have a debate with me. They have to ban me and censor me and block me and boycott me. They can't even have a conversation because they can't defend their arguments, because they get their arguments from white people. And white people can't defend their arguments. Their hatred is visceral. Their hatred of us is in their DNA, in their racist DNA. All these idiots up here looking for the racism. Where's the racism there? It's in the racist. Where's the white supremacy? It's in the white supremacist. It's not in the cereal. It's not in the backseat of the Uber. It's in the racist and white supremacist. And the last thing we should be doing as a society is putting them in charge of our government. We downplay how important our government is. Don't put it.
Okay, but they already in charge of the government. They already in charge of the deep state. and all those types of things, the FBI, the CIA, and all that type of thing, regardless of who the president is. Okay, they control the majority of the governor mansions in the country. Okay, so but he's gonna continue to make this argument of this whole top-down argument of, we got to control the presidency. We got to control the presidency. And that whole type of thing. And that's all he knows how to talk about. He doesn't know how to come at it from any other angle. But let him continue.
They're in charge of your government, and they can't stand you. It don't make any sense.
Oh my! Let me ask you this, real brother. All right.
Okay. See, his whole life, that comment he made right there is predicated on white people and how white people feel about him as a black person. This is someone who, white people have kicked around a lot. Okay, white people have been kicking him around ever since he was a damn sports writer in Seattle when he grew up. They've been kicking him around forever. Okay, so that's why his whole argument is based on white people just hating black people. And then, let's continue.
As far as your political strategies, or your political affiliation, are you conservative? Are you liberal? What is that?
I'm real, brother. But to tell you a story, an ex-girlfriend of mine, the Harvard lawyer, she was working in D.C. And she said she was black, sister, real sister. But anyway, head of the NAACP, blackity black, did the black dolls, made the black dolls, black lawyer. And so she called me one day and she said, they saying something's wrong with Dick Cheney's heart. He's going to resign. I said, damn, Dick Cheney got a heart? She said, yeah, but that's not the point. She said,
okay, you see how this nigga be laughing at his own jokes? What the fuck? It's shit like that is the reason why his broadcasting career ain't going anywhere. It's shit like that. Okay? And he doesn't want to sit back and self-analyze and so that he can make improvements. But I digress. Let's continue.
He's going to resign, and Colin Powell is going to be the vice president. And in 2008, Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice are going to run for president. I said, oh, my God, we got to change our affiliation. So we ran down there to change from Democrat to independent so we could vote for the black Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice, black first. We saw this black first. And, of course, the racists shut that shit down. But then the Democrats, trying to counter, thought, well, let's find somebody black so we can take the votes away from Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. So they found a young black genius in Barack Obama, told him he couldn't win. You're not going to win, Mr. Obama. Oh, no, I understand. Yeah, we just want you to bring these black people to the Democratic Party so they vote for Hillary. Oh, no problem. I got you. Now, you're not going to win. Oh, no, of course not. Black genius studied constitutional law for 20 Black genius studied constitutional law for 20 years, spent 8 years in the Illinois State Senate, 12 years as a constitutional law professor at Chicago University, 2 years in the U.S. Senate. Of course I couldn't win. Reject the myth of white supremacy. There's no way I could win. Hell up out of here. One like a motherfucker.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the story. Go ahead.
So let me ask you this, little brother. What was the impact? Because you're saying that Barack Obama was pretty much chosen initially just to bring blacks into the Democratic Party, not really expected to win. No. The Democratic nomination, more or less the presidency, which he did rather easily against John McCain. That was, I believe, the first one was against John McCain. That was rather easy. Yeah. It was almost a blowout. But why? 10 million. What was the impact of Barack Obama being the first quote unquote black president? What did that mean to you?
Well, it was historic. It was historic. Really, oh my God, it was the culmination of a dream, which is the title of a book I wrote about that episode with Dr. Trotter. Rest in peace. But it was the culmination of a dream, from civil rights to Oval Heights. It was historic, and it will be historic. But it was just like the Yankees or Muhammad Ali or anything else that's historic. Dr. King, during the time that the Yankees were doing their thing, or Muhammad Ali or Dr. King, he wasn't respected. He was an anomaly. He was a other. He was a rabble rouser. He was an outsider, and nobody gave him credit. He was like me. So
wait. When you say like you, what do you mean like you?
He doesn't. 99% of the people, right, are doing what they're doing, lying, pushing Trump, thinking Trump's going to win, not realizing he's about to go to prison. He's probably not even president as we speak. But history doesn't play those kind of games. History tells you the truth of how great the Yankees were, how great Muhammad Ali was, how great Dr. King was in the civil rights gains and the civil rights movement. So history is not going to lie on Obama and say that he was a Muslim born in Kenya and all he did was help the gays. The history is not going to do that. History, you don't get to lie like that. Now, the idiots who hated him because he was black, they'll swear up and down they voted for him twice, and they met him, and they went to school with him, and all kind of other bullshit. But they'll do him like they'll do me. They'll swear up and down I was their best friend and shit. They donated, they followed me, they supported me. Bullshit. They couldn't stand me. How come? Because I was black. So
and see, there you go. His whole mindset is based on white people disliking him because he's black. Let's continue.
they'll just lie about it. But history will report what happened with Hitler.
What is history going to report about Obama?
And you can just look at Oshay, especially the way Oshay had his head tilted. Okay, you can tell Oshay, this is a long interview for Oshay. Okay, I feel bad for Oshay, but let's continue.
History is going to say that he's the greatest president we ever had. He signed Jimmy Carter, right? Uh-huh. Jimmy Carter had, at maximum, 8 significant pieces of legislation. The oil reserve, the Federal Oil Reserve Act, locked in 1974 oil prices. It said that to the end of time, the United States can buy oil from OPEC at the price that it is in 1974. So, if there's ever an oil crisis, all the oil that we've been buying since 1974 at $1 a barrel, we could do like Obama and take 33 million barrels of oil and send it to the gas stations in the United States, and gas will be $2. Even though oil's $100 a barrel, it'll cost $2 at the pump. Obama did that. He didn't get him credit. Why? Because he's black. But Jimmy Carter signed that into law. 8. And the other ones, I can't remember, the Community Reinvestment Act that allowed blacks and veterans to buy homes under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Jimmy Carter signed that into law. Mm-hmm. But that was basically it. Obama has signed over 30,000 progressive laws, like the Affordable Care Act, like the 2010 Prison Reform Act, like the James Byrd, Matthew Shepard hate crimes law, like the $300 billion tax cuts, like the $40 billion in bail grants, so that people don't have to get a loan and have this millionaire married to the white girl pay off their loan. So all of these, over 30,000 judges, budgets, all of these acts, right, commuted the sentences of 200 nonviolent offenders, 52,000 people convicted on marijuana charges that were released from prison in California because the Obama administration did not prosecute those people. Now, keep in mind, those people were arrested for breaking the marijuana laws, for selling marijuana. Marijuana continues to be illegal federally, nationally. Right. He could have prosecuted those people. He didn't. He won't get credit for it. Kim Kardashian will get the credit. But he did it. He signed it into law. Obama did that. So I understand that we hate him because he's black, which is stupid because we black. But it is what it is.
Oh, okay, RBR, let me ask you this, and I'll be out with Super Chat. People believe, black people and white people, that, number one, Obama could not have won, because you talk about white people being racist.
Yes.
Good point that white people say Obama won states like, I mean, let me see here. I know Iowa's one of them.
Black people in it. He won states with black people in it. How he won Iowa? Can I talk about that? Mm-hmm. Since we're here in the dress. Yes.
He also won Alaska.
Okay. Let's talk about.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay. Iowa is a caucus. It wasn't a primary. Now, what's the difference between a caucus and a primary? Mm-hmm. In a caucus, you have 2,000 people that volunteer and are selected to pick the winner of that state. Mm-hmm. So what does it mean? Well, they send Michelle Obama, they send Joe Biden, they send Barack Obama, and he goes to Iowa, right? He goes to Rapid City, Iowa. You know how many black people live in Rapid City, Iowa? How many? 23,000. We need 2,000 people who are willing to vote for Barack Obama. And there they are. What race are they? They're black. What do they do?
Rapid City, Iowa?
Rapid City, Iowa. Look it up. How many African Americans are in
Rapid City, Rapid City, Iowa? There's a Rapid City, South Dakota.
Okay, Iowa. Iowa's #1 city. Iowa.
Would that be Des Moines, Iowa?
What the fuck? See, this guy don't even have his geography right. There's no such thing as no Rapid City, Iowa. Okay? There's a Rapid City, South Dakota, as Oshay said. There's no Rapid City, Iowa. Let's continue.
It might be Des Moines, but look up how many black people are in Iowa. Okay. I can look it up.
That might be Des Moines, then Cedar Rapids, Davenport, Iowa City.
In Iowa.
Let's go to Des Moines. Des Moines, Iowa, which my grandfather lived there for some time.
What race was he?
He was Chinese. Well, if you look at me, he's definitely not Filipino. So,
and another thing is, and in the side chat, I noticed Nyla got a wrench in O'Shea's channel. I didn't know O'Shea gave her a wrench. But I digress. Let's continue.
Okay, I'll give you that. RBR. Des Moines City, Iowa, does have 10% black population as of 2010. So I will give you that they have 200,000 people there in the city. So I'll give you that. That sounds right. I won't argue with you on that point. That makes sense. You just had to say wrong. Facts are right. I'll give you that.
People voted for Obama in Iowa, but these stupid idiots are, oh, well, damn, the white people voted for Obama. No, these are black people. White people hate him because he's black. And so they thought white people voted for Obama, so they voted for Obama. They got the not people voting for Obama. Stupid ass, coon ass nigga.
All right. So how do you explain, so we can say caucus, fair enough. How do you explain states like Oregon? Where you from? Washington. Very white states, very low black population. You won these states very, very, very easily.
Yes.
How do you explain that when places like even Nevada, a lot of white people in Nevada are here?
I know. And that white people didn't vote for Obama. Obama won because 96% of black people voted for him. And I know we don't want to accept.
Okay, now when he said that on Suge's panel that day, Suge went off on him and kicked him out the hangout. But that video got kicked off YouTube because there was some sort of copyright strike with it or whatever. But I wish that live stream was still up because I was hilarious when Suge cussed him out and kicked him out. But I digress. Let's continue.
How come? Because it means you stupid ass niggas got the power. You could get Trump's stupid ass out of here. 18% of black people didn't have to vote for Trump and Bernie. Hillary could have won that election. We could have continued Obama, no matter how mad the white people got.
Okay, see, he talks about the political power black folks have when it comes to voting, but he's not giving any reasons to compel black people to go his way. It's just that y'all niggas need to shut the fuck up and y'all need to be grateful and all that kind of bullshit. Let's continue.
They didn't vote for Obama. 74% of white Democrats did not vote. How come? Because they didn't want to vote for Obama. Why? Because we're black.
All right, that number is not true. I know for a fact that number is not true. Okay, and I'm gonna go look the. Let me see if I can look that number up. Real quick. Hold on. Let me put Okay, so that's percentage of white Democrats who voted in 2008 presidential election. Let's check this out. Let's see what it says. Okay, how groups voted in 2008. Okay. Okay. So we got all voters, men. Percentage of the group was 47%. Okay. Join our no thanks. Okay. Party. Okay. Group. Okay. Party. Like 39% of Democrats, okay, voted. 32% of Republicans, okay, hold on. Obama, okay, so for Democrats, 39%. 89% of Democrats voted for Obama, okay. So he said 74% of white people didn't vote. Okay, but let's look at the race though. Okay, black, okay, African American. Okay, but only 13% of black folks who could vote voted in 2008, and 74% of black people voted, of whites who could voted in 2008. So he might be right about 74% of white Democrats did not vote. Okay. But you look at the percentages. He's going to make an argument that the black vote was this decisive thing. But look at the percentage of black folks who voted was only 13%. Okay. But let's continue. Okay, he might have got me on that one, but let's continue.
And they didn't want to vote for a Republican. How come? Because he was a Republican. so anyway, Obama won because black people voted for him. And see, when you tell the truth, when you're educated, you understand these things. I knew that 14% of black people voted for Ronald Reagan. He won. 14% of black people voted for George Bush. He won. Okay? So what I'm trying to make the point is, black people determined the election. Malcolm X was right about that.
Okay, let me ask you this.
But because you determine the election, don't mean you fuck the country by electing this monster.
Okay, let me ask you this then, real brother. If your theory holds true, black people voted for Hillary Clinton in the low 90 percentile. Why is she not president? But
88%. Because 18% of black. Okay, here we go. 10% of blacks voted for Bernie Sanders. He wasn't on the ballot. His electoral college votes went to Trump. Now keep in mind, Hillary won by 3 million votes, but the 10% of black fools, Nina Turner and them, that voted for Bernie Sanders, gave 10% of the vote away from Hillary. 8% of black idiots, Sam Semitic, Obsidian in them, voted for Trump. You couldn't, I told you, me and Obama told you, if 14% of blacks vote for the Republican's going to win.
Why are they idiots for voting for Donald Trump?
Because he's a racist. His parents were in the goddamn Ku Klux Klan. There's all kind of pictures of his parents. His dad was arrested at the Klan rally. They're from the Ku Klux Klan. Okay. His granddad is a German named Trump, Obama's father's father. He was a Nazi. What the fuck is somebody black voting for a Nazi? A Klan member, a neo-Nazi Ku Klux Klan alt-right Marxist dictator. For what? For what?
So, let me kind of go back to this. Would you consider Louis Farrakhan a racist?
No.
You wouldn't? Okay.
No, because he doesn't hate Obama because he's black. He does. White people are superior, but he doesn't. White people think they're superior, and that we should separate from it.
Okay, I'm going to give you a situation that is not equal, but one can consider that it is similar.
Okay.
So, Donald Trump's father is a quote-unquote racist, so then Donald Trump must be a racist. But Farrakhan has been considered to be a racist, but his son, if I believe his son or grandson, I think Farrakhan's son is married to a white woman. So, based off of that similar situation, since Farrakhan would be considered by some people, not yourself, to be racist, but would that make his son racist? Because the son is not with a black, he's with a white person, so obviously he could not be. Yeah. So why is Donald Trump considered to be racist just because his father may have been with it? It could be true, I don't know.
I'm just saying that racism, keep in mind, racism is genetic.
Can you please tell me that? So racism and cooning is genetic?
No, I said, when you sell out, right, and you marry Kim Kardashian, that's not genetic. That's just you buying into the myth of white supremacy. Okay. So that's what, so as far as racist DNA, that's passed down from the father to the son.
Can you explain that in great, I'm sorry, I want to make sure I understand. Can you explain in great detail? How is racist DNA passed on?
Racist DNA. Racist DNA is passed from the father down to the kids. All right. So everybody white has racist DNA. Whether or not they full-fledged, full-blown neo-Nazis, that determines on a lot of environmental factors. It's just like everybody who has alcoholic DNA is passed down from your parents. Sickle cell anemia is passed down from your parents. Cancer, breast cancer, whatever is passed down from your parents. So your DNA comes from...
Okay, now see, his whole argument is based on this right here, what he's talking about.
From your parents. And so therefore your racial DNA, right? If you have racist DNA, if you have alcoholic DNA, you're susceptible to become a alcoholic or a racist or to get sickle cell anemia or cancer or what have you, as per your parents and your DNA. So with Trump, yes, he has racist DNA and he went full blown. It was activated when Obama became president. Why? Because Obama was black.
Okay, so wait a minute. In 2008, Donald Trump's DNA, racist DNA,
yes,
was activated. RBR, what you majored in? What, journalism?
Journalism, yeah.
What do you know about genetics and how genes work?
As a journalist, the whole premise and the foundation of journalism, and it's good that you asked that because people don't realize this. You do the 5 W's, and it's just like a private detective. Who, what, where, when, and why. The 5 W's. Yeah. Now, in the 5 W's apply to genetics. You start with the premise. I tell the people in my class, start with the premise, and then set out to do a study to see if the premise is true. You must start with the premise or you just bullshit. And you must do the study or you bullshit. So the premise is alcoholism, sickle cell anemia, racism, homosexuality, is it in your DNA? Now, That's the premise. Now, how would we find that out? Well, we find somebody who's racist. We find somebody who's alcoholic. We find somebody who has sickle cell anemia. We find somebody who's gay. And we look at their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the conclusion conclude? The parents were in the fucking Ku Klux Klan. The grandfather was a fucking Nazi. The father was a drunk and ran the red light and killed a family of 4. Their mother had sickle cell anemia. They had the disease before the child got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you prove a premise. Now, you can't say, well, damn, Louis Farrakhan's grandfather married a white woman. You can't. How come? Because he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not genetic.
Mm-hmm.
Selling out is not genetic. Okay. It's just dumb. Okay.
Hey, I have a friend from Kenya, and he
Muslim?
No. You know, I was in Kenya like last week. I showed him your podcast.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty interesting. But he's living in Poland, and he's married to he's married to a white woman. So
why is he
yeah. So you're saying that he's a sellout. Why is he a sellout? So
100%.
Okay, so he's a sellout. What would you think of him if he had a baby with a Polish girl? Would that be selling out also?
No. See, the kids, you can't charge OJ's kids with the shit that he did. No. we don't hate the kids. We don't disparage the kids. We don't visit the sins of the father onto the sons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we do tell the truth. We don't say that the black child is biracial or mixed.
Mm-hmm.
If the child is black, if the father's black, if the father's
let me ask you this though. His father dated white women too. So was that genetic for him? Because his father dated white women.
No. But yes, it's not genetic. If you grow up in the Ku Klux Klan and you hate black people, but it does stand to reason if you grow up in the Klan that you will have the ability to hate black people. Asian people are like that. Asian people don't have racist DNA, but they buy into those racist stereotypes about black people, just like the racist white people with the racist DNA do. Mm-hmm. So they'll kill somebody who looked like Obama's son just because he looked like Obama's son, just as much as George Zimmerman would. Mm-hmm. All right. So we have to understand that when we're discussing racism, these racist stereotypes. See, these black idiots in your chat room, right, lying on Obama, hating on Obama. They don't have racist DNA. So why are they doing it? Because the white people that give them their arguments, their stupid-ass third-grade arguments, they're the ones who have the racist DNA, and they're just lying to black people. So black people hate Obama because racists in the Ku Klux Klan hate Obama.
Okay, let me ask you this, RBR. Can we talk about? Do you share preferential treatment for Africans versus African Americans? When you see an African brother and an African American brother, do you give either one preference, or are they both the same to you?
I would give a little bit more preference to the real brother from Africa. Why? Because Africa has not been as affected by the myth of white supremacy.
Have you been to Africa before, RBR?
Never been to Africa.
All right, see now Oshay gon' get him right here because Oshay has been to Africa extensively, and if you go to places like Ghana and stuff, they got a white Jesus and stuff on the wall everywhere in Ghana. Okay, so Oshay about to really get at RBR right now and see. I'm glad Oshay is doing this because see RBR. He's the kind of guy, he loves to run his goddamn mouth 24/7, act like he know everything, damn thing, but then when he find out he don't know every damn thing, what he does is he tries to backtrack and then say stupid stuff to try to back it up. Let's see if he does that here.
But you... Okay, keep on.
I tap into my 4 million years of African evolutionary DNA. So I tap into my African DNA, but I have never been to Africa, but it's been inside me. Okay, I tap into it. It's in all of us if we're black. We just have to tap into it and stop listening to these racists who hate us because we're black. And we have to embrace our black race and culture and reject the myth of white supremacy.
So by your logic, then, Obama's father was a sellout.
He sold out, but he wasn't a sellout. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, he wasn't a sellout because he had Obama's mother.
Okay, so he'll call every other black man who's in an interracial relationship a sellout, but he's not going to call Obama's daddy a sellout. Interesting.
So it's white.
I know.
Not black. Mama.
He left her alone, and you know what he did. He had a black family, and then he went.
It's funny. Let's talk about RBR. Let's talk about that racist DNA. You know, it's funny. Those white people who are so racist, they're the reason why Obama became Obama because they nurtured him. They put him through all those high, expensive private schools. The black people didn't take care of Obama. No, Obama says that himself in his own biography, so he's lying about his own self.
No, I read the biography too, and what he said was, when he met his father told him that you are not mulatto, you are not mixed. These white people are lying. Throw that soccer ball away. He took the soccer ball from Obama and bought him a basketball. and showed him how to cross over and step back and hit the three. So the point that I'm making is Obama studied his father. His father wasn't white. His father wasn't one from Hawaii. His father wasn't sold out, and there's nothing wrong with that. He understands that his father was selling out. But his father got an economic scholarship to Harvard. His father had economic policy, that there was nothing wrong with the policy. It was just that he was black and they didn't want to fuck with him. And then when he went back to Africa, he had been in America, and so they were like, oh, this motherfucker's whitewashed. He's a white liberal. He's a liberal. Them white liberals and gave him this Obama doctrine. Damn white liberals gave him Obama doctrine. But it was a lie that white people who didn't understand the greatness.
Okay, Barack Obama Sr. saw his father one time or twice only in his life. So he didn't take care of his son. He was a deadbeat dad. The people who took care of him were white people, RBR. Racist, white people, as you say.
Okay.
Who reared up the greatest president in history. So why wasn't there racist DNA?
You're being dishonest.
How? I'm asking you a question.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
What do we talk about? We talk about racist DNA. Mm-hmm. Well, the black rappers, they don't have racist DNA. They raised Donald Trump. No. Donald Trump's racist DNA didn't have shit to do with Snoop. Didn't have shit to do with Mike Tyson. His racist DNA had to do with his father and his grandfather, whether he met the motherfuckers or not. Their DNA.
A rapper rapping about somebody and somebody taking care of you.
No, I'm talking about racist. I'm talking about racist.
Okay, but can you explain to me then, RBR, how do you explain this racist white DNA who raised your greatest black president of all time? Because black people didn't raise Obama. It was white people. Obama himself said he only dated only white girls until he met Michelle Obama.
He met his father. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. This is why it's so important what you're saying.
All right, now y'all heard that? Oshay said Obama admitted he only dated white girls till he met Michelle, and he wanted to go into politics. But you see how RBR is just going to sidestep that and act like Oshay didn't say that?
Right now, you're saying, how did this black man raised by wolves tap into an African DNA?
RBR, why wolves pay for a Honolulu education at one of the most expensive colleges in Hawaii? Or no, they don't.
No. Here's the point I was making. I was being facetious about the wolves. What I'm saying is that we are talking the last 3 weeks on Black YouTube. We've been talking about biology versus conscious will and thought. Now, what does that mean? That means when you get hungry, you eat. When you get sleepy, you sleep. When you have to pee, you pee. Now, biology versus what you were taught by somebody who hates you because you're black and thinks you're genetically inferior versus your biology, which allows you to be the greatest president that ever lived. What's going to win out? What you think of me because you hate me because I'm black, or what I really am if I find out who I really am? It's not who raised him. If the wolves had raised Obama, he would have still went to Africa and found out who the fuck he was, that he wasn't a wolf. But if he never, ever left the woods, the wolves would have said, motherfucker, you ain't black, you a wolf. You're just like us, nigga. You ain't no better than us. You the Minnesota Timberwolves and shit. So they would have told him that, no, man, leave them black women. You don't want to date them black women. They ugly, they masculine. They ain't no good. Black women ain't no good. They don't submit. They would have told him all kind of stupid shit. No, he had to go to Africa and find out who he was. Now, how did he do that? He found out who his father was. And he said, my father's economic policy was sound. What was the problem? He was Muslim, he was black, he was a Muslim born in Kenya, and the white folks wasn't having it. I think I could work with this and become the greatest president of all time. He found out who he was.
Okay, so RBR, we'll go back to
who you were, and I found out who I was.
Who are you, RBR?
I'm the real brother.
Who is everybody else?
I discovered I was the real brother. Everybody else is who they are.
Okay.
But if you can find out who you are, you think you're mixed. You think you're biracial.
Okay.
You think you're Sean King. You think you're black and you're Sean King. Yeah, you got a problem. How come? Because you ain't black.
Okay, let me just, guys, I'm going to shout out the super chat. The chat's moving pretty fast right now. Do me a favor. For those of you who want to subscribe to RBR Network's channel, you definitely can do so. I'm pretty sure this will hit over, we'll get 1,000 people watching, but do me a favor and like the video if you can. I want to kind of go back to Donald Trump. Yes. Donald Trump's economy has performed rather well. He's getting a lot more.
Horrible.
Okay. And then he's also getting more support from African Americans more now than ever. Why do you think that black men in particular?
They're lying. Because they're lying.
Why are they lying?
If you want to talk about economy, right? Now, think about negative 30%, about 15% economy, and then a positive 30% economy. That's a 45% swing from negative 15 trillion to 17 trillion is a 45% swing, right? GDP. Now, if you average, take a calculator, class, take your calculators, and divide 8 years into 45, all right? 45 divided by 8. Use your calculators or you'll fuck up. It's 6.62%. 5.62%. Now, what would that be? That would be 5.62% average growth over 8 years. Record growth. Well, what did the racists say? Well, Obama didn't have over 2% growth in his whole time as president. Fucking lie. Divide 45 by 8. Even Bill Clinton would tell that lie. We had a negative $15 trillion deficit. The Bush borrowed $12.4 trillion. The housing bubble burst was an additional, close enough, $3 trillion, a little bit more. And that made $15 trillion debt. When Obama left office, the GDP was $16.77 trillion. He turned around a negative $15 trillion debt to $17 trillion, not surplus, but GDP. He delivered $27 trillion to the Treasury, and the Fed Bank. He paid off 19.
But see, that's the thing. GDP doesn't actually go to the coffers of the Treasury. GDP is just a measure of national productivity. All right, so like I said, Obama didn't help the deficit at all throughout his whole time as president. But RBR, you know, he's just going to go with this whole fictional narrative that somehow he's going to try to say Barack Obama created a budget surplus, and he didn't do that. The only president who did that, the last one who did it, was Bill Clinton. Obama didn't create no budget surplus. But let's continue.
$10 trillion worth of debt that is in the U.S. Treasury. We would have defaulted in 2011 had Obama not paid the debt. Did the motherfuckers tell you he paid the debt? Nope. They got some fake-ass debt clock up there with $22 trillion debt. It's a fucking lie. We are not going to lose our democracy because these dumbass white kids lie and you black fools are uneducated. I will not stand, Obama. We won't stand for it. You will get educated. You will learn these fucking facts. And when that motherfucker goes to prison, you will not vote for him and embarrass your dumbasses.
Okay,
He
actually,
did not do anything with the economy.
Obama actually added $8.6 trillion to the debt.
Okay, now can we explain the truth of that? Here's what happened. Obama borrowed, right, $5 trillion. He did. What? What the fuck? Interest rates were 3%? Why not? All right. Now, what racists did was, okay, Obama did something called pay-go. Now, what does that mean? He borrowed 30% of his spending, right? The rest of the spending was cash. Now, in every budget, say he had $2.5 billion in spending, right? Then he would have $2.5 billion in debt payment. How come? Because we have a $20 trillion debt and he has to pay it. So, what the racists were doing, if Obama had a $5 trillion budget, they would lie and say he spent $5 trillion. No, he spent $2.5 trillion. 30% of it was borrowed, and the other $2.5 trillion went to pay George Bush's debt. Now, when you pay on your credit card, are you spending? Are you borrowing? When you make a payment on your American Express card, are you borrowing money? That's bullshit. It's a lie. So no, he only spent he borrowed $5 trillion. Yes, he spent $10 trillion, but $5 trillion of it was on debt. Obama's debt, even though he put the money in the Treasury, it's not due until October of this year. Now what's going to happen? Trump will have to raise the debt ceiling. What's the debt ceiling? It's to pay the debt, the interest on the debt. And then the racists are going to lie and say he's borrowing more money, he's increasing the spending by raising his credit limit. No, a debt limit is to pay debt. A credit limit, yeah, that's to borrow more money. They don't know the difference. They're dumb. They're white. They shouldn't be in power. They're lying to you. You have to be educated. You have to learn the difference between a debt ceiling and a credit limit. Please learn the difference, stupids.
Why
Okay?
do you say these names, man? Like you're very
Stupid, dumb.
Yeah, like all of these things. You say this a lot of the time.
True.
You wonder why you get like when you go live, you have like negative 15 people watching you, and you insult everybody. Why do you do that?
Hold on, that's a lie too. Really, I told everybody yesterday. I said, okay, when the coon ass niggas Sam Semitic and them had shut down my panel, right?
How they shut your panel down?
They came into my panel and then just kicked everybody off the panel and then muted me. All right. So then it was some silly bit.
They took over your show. How they do that? They gave the link.
Real life is not cyberspace. So they get the link. What they do is they'll use somebody's name that I sent the link to, somebody that asked me for the link, and they'll take that person's name and create a fake Gmail account, and then ask me for the link, and I'm thinking it's them, and I send them the link, and then they come in and shut me down. They're kids. They're uneducated. They're stupid. They don't have an argument. They don't have an argument. They're kids.
So did you end up getting a strike on your channel, or they just kicked you off the panel?
I did the week before when I did the show about how the manosphere was hacked by the alt-right nuts. They gave me a strike for that. And so anyway, it happens. And then I did a show on how black people internalize the hatred that white people have for us, and that got me a warning, and then I got the strike.
So can you go live now? You can't go live?
I can go live now. So I'm going live now, so I'm back in the game. But yeah, when you're dealing with racists who hate you because you're black, you have to have this, they do this. But let me just make a point about my views. All right, so The minute I logged off, I refreshed the page to see how many people actually watched the show, as opposed to the fucking lie that they're telling me that only 10 people watched the show. And 103 people, 135 people watched the show. So the second time I went on, I said, I want everybody to do this. When I log off, I want you to refresh the page and see how many people really watched the show. And a couple of people emailed me, yeah, it says 200 people watched the show, which 200 people were watching the show, but they'd only show me 10, 12, 18. Meanwhile, Nyla got 200 people watching her show, but she only got 40 people in the chat room. Why? Because 200 of those fucking 250 accounts, viewers, are fake. It's the Russians. They're sending her. They have 2,000 accounts. They could send those accounts to anybody. And I figure you probably got about 200 of them right now. And they don't donate. They never donate. They're fake accounts. They're fake Russian. That's their job. Me and Information Man are going to do a show on that. You guys think these punk-ass racists are playing with you, but they're not. They're not superior. They're dumb as dirt. They didn't think I would ever figure out that they were trying to suppress the people that were watching my fucking show. I'm too smart for that. All right.
How did you know the Russian bots?
I pay attention. See what you guys do, and this is a big mistake that you guys do. You do two things that are a big mistake. Okay. One, you go by what you think is a majority. So if white people lie to you, white people are 23% of the U.S. population. Okay. If they lie to you guys that they're a majority, you'll believe it. Why? Because they're white. You believe anything. Here's the thing about you guys. Okay. You see the world through your eyes. Right. You don't see the world through somebody's eyes who hates you because you're black and would lie to you and wouldn't give a fuck. All right. So if they lie about being a majority, you think they're a majority. And so you believe the lie. So you are 1% of the black people that have YouTube accounts, but you think you're a majority. Why? Because you all are telling the same fucking lie. Okay? So what you end up doing is thinking, well, if 99% of the people on black YouTube are telling the lie, and Theron's with the real 99% of black people that have YouTube accounts that don't fuck with lies, aren't entertaining the lies, then we must be in majority, so therefore we can shut him down because we have a majority. You really don't. You are 1% of the motherfuckers. If 5 million of them motherfuckers came over here, every single one of these top 20 black channels would disappear. How come? Marcus Brownlee got 8 million subscribers. Will Smith's son got 5 million subscribers. Will Smith got...
Let me ask you,
you guys ain't doing nothing.
How many people do you think are actually... It says we have 479 people watching.
Yes.
How many people do you think are actually watching this stream right now?
Let's get the calculator. Let's get out our trusty calculator. Okay. And all you would do is just take 200 away. 200. So you got 478, all right, minus 200. So you got 278 people watching you right now. And 200 fake motherfuckers. Because you can look at your chat room and see that there ain't no fucking 481 people in your chat room. The chat room comes up right next to the fucking picture. Okay. Or it's at the bottom. Right, so there's no way that there's 429 people watching you right now.
Let's try to do this. Okay. So anybody who can, right? Just to test RBR's theory out. If you're a real person, I want to see if it's true. RBR, if each person put a $2 super chat in here right now, that's there. If they could do that. And how many of those would you want to see to believe that it's actually more? I think we can prove you wrong tonight.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So
let's do this. Who has $2 they can spare? Just for the fuckery, okay? If you are in you're in America or a Western place, you can super chat at least $2 or $1 or whatever. Let's put it to the test because I just want to see this. Not that I don't need your niggas' money because you already don't give it to me as it is. So, but let's just do this. Okay, that's one. Cortez Tucker. But I need it from different people. Okay, Derek F. Can we get it from different people though? Not the same people, different people. Ryan Hunter. Okay, so RBR, Everett Bradley. So RBR, are you sure? I don't know if you're telling it. It can't be true, RBR. If there must be 400.
Do you see 493 people?
Like what?
Super chat.
They're real people, RBR. That's what I'm telling you.
I think 200. Let me say this. 200 are real people. 278 or something like that. Hold on.
Well, as you see right now. It can't be.
Let's say 500 right. Minus. Now they might have.
These are different people, RBR. This is what I'm saying. They're different people.
No, that's not the point. It's not 500 people, Oshay.
But RBR.
Well, how many people? It says you have 505 viewers. How many will have to super chat? You don't realize.
You can see it though, RBR. This is what I'm telling you. You got people put $1, $2. RBR, it's almost you can't. RBR, you can't. This can't be.
I think they hear what I'm saying. You got 2 super chats that I see.
Okay, RBR, all these are different people. Shout out to the supporters, right?
People watching.
Okay, here's a lady who says, I don't use the channel all the time. These are different people, RBR. They're people real.
I know you believe it. It's just not true.
Look,
I'm looking for 500 people. Can we get 500? Can we get 200 people? Can we get 100 people? It's a fucking lie.
How is it? I mean, look, nigga, are you?
Look, they're trying to make America.
There are people who have at least $1 or $2 to spend at RBR. Just for kicks and giggles.
Why won't they do it?
They're doing it.
They're not.
And they did it like right away. Look, thank you. I can't even. RBR, how can you say that this is not the truth?
You're not counting them.
Okay, RBR. Explain this, Carl's opinion, right? Thank you guys. Keep. This is a shit for giggles experiment, right? You rich Negro Americans $1 and never you guys. But thank you for your point. RBR, how do you get to the point? Look, Dorsey, thank you.
4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How do you get to the point?
15, 16.
RBR,
16.
RBR.
We got 500 more to go.
Okay. Okay. And then also for those people, while you're doing that, just like the video for RBR. If these people like, do you count also likes in this equation? Is that also?
I'll give you the likes. Look, you got 526 people watching. You have 199 likes. What did I say? 300 of them motherfuckers is fake. Now watch them send another 500 people. That's fine.
Okay, RBR. Let me get it back. All right. So as you see, that's at least 60 or 70 different people. Let's send in at least $1 or $2 super chat.
Yeah, that's almost 500.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, well, no, it's not almost 500. But what I'm saying is, you see different people commenting, all of this. So
Not 500,
a lot of people don't even use the chat, RBR. People just watch and don't comment. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people aren't real. They're the fucking Russians.
How are they the Russians, RBR? Like, can you please tell me?
Because they can't interact like real people would.
How? How do you know this? How are you? I mean, you have to have proof behind what
They're
you're
not doing it.
So they're automatic. It makes them the Russians.
Now let me say this: if you look at Soneta's stream, right? Soneta has a stream where he might have 2,000 people in his stream, and none of them are fake. How come? They're all in the chat room. Everybody's donating, and his people are. He ain't pushing Trump and talking about is Trump better than Obama. He ain't lying like that, and that's why he gets real people. He does not get these manosphere nuts. He does not get these Russians. He does not get these Sam Semitics and these motherfucking idiots who wish they were white, married to white women and all kind of other dumb shit. You don't get them people. Them people are dysfunctional, traumatized by racism, coons.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Obama, because he's black and he's intelligent.
Okay, so it seems like you're a little bit more biased because Soneta has a pro-black channel, and his fan base is, and I would say that.
Right. Well, I'm just saying that the Russians don't fuck with Soneta. So there's too much on there.
It's too much what?
Truth. It's too many people telling the truth. Now, he's wrong about getting rid of religion because you're getting rid of morality, and motherfuckers will kill each other if they don't have no morale. But other than that, he's pretty much spot on with what they do. And I told him, don't make everything a debate. Why? Because what you're doing is the people that you beat in the debate are the people that you need to educate, so they want to elect idiots like Donald Trump. So we have to educate everybody. We're not trying to say, well, you weren't educated and you dropped down to the bottom of the dungeon. Stop doing that. We all have to be educated.
Let me count the people who just did this little experiment. Now, I know it's not what you said, right? 200.
500. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure, though, RBR, if I really asked people to make sure they did, that's very easy to do. They would do it.
Why? Why would you believe a lie? As opposed to the
you don't have any. RBR, anywhere on YouTube, people could have 1 million subscribers and not even have like ABL. He has 300,000 subscribers, almost. But when he goes live, he doesn't have as many as I have live.
He has 2,000 because there's 2,000 fake Russian accounts, and that's how many people he can get.
Let me
Will Smith, 8 million people that follow Will Smith. Okay. He can't get them.
Let me do this. Hapatai, bot here. Okay, a robot donated $2 Canadian. Alan R, I'm real, motherfucker. 414 kid. RBR is nuts. Thank you. OG Boosie, this man is a proxy racist. Happy Hill is $2. Solid Renegade, $2. Majesty Films, $1. Thank you. Tyrone Church, $2. The Honorable J, $2. T-Moz, $1. Dorsey's $2. Carl's Opinion, $2. Mario, $2. Nelson, Duran, Osagi, JR, thank you. Kenny Kunjo, Caleb, Mark, Sam C, T-Moz, BP, KJ83, New World Order, Joe W, Corey, but that's like 28 people in like 3 minutes of that. Rich Turner, Mike Animal, Western Vibes, Big K, EC, Dennis, Carib, Flossman, RPP, Kevin Thomas, JR Andre, RBR, that's over. Okay, RBR, you are date, TB3, RBR, that's over. Rob Marsh, Vernon Yu.
That's 40 people.
That's not, it's 52 different people.
52 people.
In like 4 minutes.
What did I say?
Look at the time zone, though. Look at the time span. Within 4 minutes. I'm a Z.
What does that prove? It doesn't prove anything. You have up to 200 people that are watching you.
Okay.
200 people can donate. I give you that. If 200 people donated, 530 people watching, 300 of them are fake. That's how you do it. That's how you measure it.
You can't measure that because everybody doesn't comment or don't. That doesn't happen anywhere on YouTube. But thank you again, Carl. So, guys, thank you for the $2 for those of you. It was over. I believe you guys. Thank you so much, right? We all know that Uncle RBR is a little...
real. I'm talking about the 300 fake motherfuckers that ain't saying shit.
RBR, nobody on YouTube...
Everyone's dumbass.
RBR, nobody on the live stream, all of them never participated in anybody's live stream, not even Soneta. Soneta has people that are like 3,000 subscribers. Not all 3,000 people are in the chat. That's not how it works.
Here's what I said. I said, Soneta doesn't have any fake accounts. None. How come? Because of his content. He's not pushing Trump and the Nazis. You are. He ain't pushing the Ku Klux Klan. You are.
Me?
He ain't pushing going off a fucking cliff and getting a reparations check if you divide. You are.
Somebody right.
Okay, now, you see how Oshay is trying to preach logic to him, and he's just going along with this narrative that he's made up in his head about Russians and fake subscribers and that kind of thing, and he's just You know what I mean? You just can't get through to this guy.
Right, you're Russian. La Buddha booming. Thank you, Anthony. I see a Russian bot in here. Okay, let me ask you this, RBR. Why is Trump such a bad president when many African Americans are tired of the Democratic Party? They're tired of the... Listen, RBR, I got to be able to ask the question. I mean, I know you understand English, right? You can't interrupt.
And why a bunch of racists...
All right, see now, RBR, he's just going to continue this whole narrative about the Democrats and all that kind of stuff. Whenever I'm in RBR's room and I mention anything about the Democrats, he pouts and gets angry, and he don't even like blacks calling out the Democrats by name. Okay, so it's interesting to see how he reacts in this interview that he's being grilled by Oshay like this.
Let me ask you a question. I know it's hard for you to comprehend and understand.
It is.
I know. You're a very special person. So RBR, listen and respond. So check this out, RBR. What has the Democratic Party, most notably Barack Obama, because if they have done something for African Americans, which a lot of people feel that Barack Obama didn't do enough, right? Why is it that a lot of blacks, especially black men, are going to Donald? Yes, those people. They're going to the Republican Party now, or they're going to support Donald Trump. Why is that? What did Barack Obama not do, or the Democrats? That makes sense.
He didn't fail. He didn't let the racists kill him. They were hoping that the superior white man would kill Barack Obama so they could feel sorry for themselves.
Okay.
They are absolute pussies. They negated the fact that Obama studied constitutional law for 20 years at Occidental at Harvard, 8 years at the Illinois State Senate, 12 years as a constitutional law professor at Chicago University, 2 years as a U.S. senator, and 8 years as the greatest president we ever had. They don't want to believe he did it. What did he do? He studied. He learned. He evolved. He developed a sense of morality. He rejected the white supremacy. He did the who, what, where, when, and why. He was the editor of the Harvard Law Review. He was a journalist.
Obama, what is that?
Where he was a fucking rapper, or AM1, where he was a fucking painter or an artist or some stupid ass shit. No, he was in school learning how to govern, learning how to understand government.
Thank you, Antonio.
He was educated, and you guys don't want to accept that. You're too dumb to pick a party. You need to be following somebody, and not the damn Nazis, but you need to, or the Klan. You need to follow somebody who's black, who has your best interest at heart, not somebody who has racist DNA and can't stand your black ass.
RBR, help me understand this argument that deals with Obama did more for the transgender and gay and LGBT community than he did for blacks. He did more for the Jewish community than he did for blacks.
The fucking lie.
He then, he didn't endorse Hillary Clinton, who has and Bill Clinton.
Stop.
Crime bill.
Stop it.
Right?
He endorsed no black Bill Clinton.
No, he endorsed Hillary.
Yes, she spent 8 years under him.
Just as bad as Bill, if not worse. But go ahead.
No, Bill didn't spend 8 years under Obama. So don't say Bill was as bad as Hillary.
Hillary.
Didn't spend 8 years under Obama either. This is bad.
You have a hard time hearing. I know you're getting a little old, brother.
I love you. It's a lie.
Old brother radio. Go ahead. Let's talk about
All right, let's talk.
Yes.
Okay, Obama did more for the people who gave him $2 million than he did for the people who gave him $2 billion.
Who gave him $2 billion?
That make.
Who gave him $2 billion?
Gates gave Obama $2 million.
Okay.
Right?
Who gave him $2 billion?
Now, he raised $2 billion in his two campaigns. The first campaign, he raised $1 billion. The second campaign, he raised $1 billion. Gays gave him $1 million in each campaign. You tell me who the fuck is lying about what he did for the gays and what he did for the people that gave him $2 billion. Did the gays just get the Affordable Care Act? Did the gays just get the $300 billion in tax cuts? Did the gays just get the $40 billion in Pell Grant? Did the gay farmers get $1.25 billion? Did the gay homeowners just get the $300 million that he won from the lawsuit with Wells Fargo and Tavis Smiley? Only gays got that? Only gay soldiers got to come back? 33,000 soldiers from the war. Only the gay soldiers got to come home? It's bullshit. It's a fucking lie. Well, the tax cuts only went to gays. Shut the fuck up with that dumb lie. That's an uneducated argument. Stop it. Go back to school with this stupid ass argument.
Let me ask you this, RBR. What information? Because you're shouting out some statistics that none of us have ever heard or verified.
So don't have no shit to go find. You got them.
RBR. Can you prove?
Can I prove that
black people give $2 billion?
Didn't say black people. See?
How many? Okay. Can you? Okay. Well then, because you said though. I said black people are complacent. This is my original question. This is why listening is fundamental, RBR. I know you have a hard time because you're you're a very emotional thinker. I understand. You are a Negro.
All right. See now, Oshay is starting to lose patience at this point. What you're gonna see is he's gonna start to grill RBR. Okay. And on the numbers and all the shit that he's saying. Oshay really gonna start really getting aggressive in this part of the interview. The passive part of the interview is over. Now he gonna be grilling this nigga.
RBR, you are a Negro. I understand it's hard to really understand questions and not be upset because you can't help it. It's something. Listen, RBR. It's okay. I'll let you talk. RBR. Calm down. I don't want your wife having to come into the room and make you get off the live stream. We want you to stay here. Okay? Yeah, like the other night, when you had to leave because you talked about your teaching class and then you were. So calm down. It's gonna be okay. Now listen, because I really care about you, Uncle Arbor. You don't have too many years left. You definitely won't make it to 2020, in my opinion. But this is what I want to say. I asked you, a lot of blacks say that he didn't do a lot. He did more for gays. And you say, well, how could he do more for gays when he gave him $1 billion when the other group gave $2 billion, something like that? I'm talking about a black group. So let me rephrase the question. Black people are complaining that President Obama in office, 2008, 2016, did not do the same thing that he did for the gay community. So out of the $2 billion, how much of that did blacks give him, and can you prove it?
Well, I can prove that $2 billion was a lot more. I mean, what blacks gave of the $2 billion was a lot more than $2 billion. Oprah gave him $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So, yes, he raised the head of his super PAC, Bill Burton. He was a part-time brother. He was the head of his PAC that raised the $2 billion. So, yes, I mean, I wouldn't even argue that the 96% of blacks who voted for Obama gave more money than the 10% of gay blacks who gave Obama money. It's not even something that somebody should ask. You would have to be dumb to ask that fucking question. Who do you think has more money? 96% of black people or the 10% of black people who the CDC says are gay? Who do you think would have more money?
Okay. Well, then, RBR, then why would that? A lot of people say, and I've heard this, that Obama. Okay, let me leave that kind of long. We gotta let people onto the panel. Yeah. What makes a lot of African Americans are happy under the Trump administration because of some of the taxes for businesses and things like that?
Yeah, that's a lie.
Some blacks his approval rating has grown with African American community. You don't, and there are real reasons why.
No, I know.
All right, now.
Or is it that the Democrats and those associated?
I looked that stat up that Oshay just said, and I did not find it necessarily to be true. I think Trump has low approval with blacks across the board, but I'll go ahead and look it up right now just to see. I could be wrong, but let me check it out on Google. All right, let's check this out. All right, check it out. All right, this is a daily chart. Let's check it out. Alright, this is NBC, and it's just 21% were black voters. That's pretty low though. 21%. But then they got claims saying that it has gone up. But let's check that out. Okay, so yeah, he might have a rising approval rating amongst blacks, but okay. After May of 2017, I know a surprising and unaccountable rise in President Donald Trump's approval rating among black voters. This was against the aggregate trend for his approval rating, which was showing a steep decline from 43.1% to his lowest ever recorded of 37% in July. Okay. Trump's approval with black voters in May 2017 was 17%, 9 points higher than his actual Election day vote at 8%. That was still 2 points higher than Mitt Romney received. It hit a high of 21% in July and fell dramatically to a low of 5% during the Charlottesville controversy before again surprisingly rising back up to 17% in July 2 months later. Okay, so this was earlier. That's pretty early. Let's check out. All right. Let me check this out. Okay, there we go. The results. So I know he's been talking about the crime bill with Biden and stuff. Okay, so it says white women split their vote evenly. All right, among women. Okay, for African Americans, their campaign will tout the how Trump supports healthcare policies that protect patients with pre-existing. They're also okay. All right, so let's let him just continue talking. Cause it may be rising. Trump, O'Shea may be right. I think Trump's approval rating is going up with black voters. But let's see how RBR responds to that.
Shit with liberal thinking like yourself have failed the black community.
No, we failed to educate you, and I take responsibility. But who would want to educate people this fucking hard?
I see how condescending RBR is. Talking about we failed to educate you and all this and that. Like, who do he think he is when he be talking to people like this? But let's continue.
Dead set against their own best interests. Do you really think white Democrats, who are just as dumb as white Republicans, they didn't vote for Obama? Okay. Do you really think people who didn't vote for Obama because he was black are going to come to black YouTube and educate a bunch of black fools who wish they were white and think white people are superior and could put racism and myths of white supremacy in the system and institution? Who do you think, and I'm asking you a question that shouldn't be that hard to answer, who do you think is the best suited to teach black people? The racists who hate us because we're black? The white supremacists, Democrats who didn't vote for Obama, the Bernie Sanders and the communists in Russia? Who should teach black people? Go.
Black people see that you already ever heard.
Thank you. Black people who don't hate black people.
No. Black people who are like functionally sane that would exclude people from the conversation, obviously.
Okay. So black people. So what you're saying, and I'll accept that. Yeah. Black people
who are fucking
that says "Make America White Again" should teach black people.
Who says "Make America White Again" outside of ABL?
But the red hat on and saying that. Now, if that's who should teach black people, then we got a problem.
Yeah, no. ABL definitely needs to be over there. We understand that. Yes, ABL. I love his politics except for black community. Yes, ABL needs to be something else. But we agree on that. ABL black community politics is somewhere else. Yes.
Okay.
Over there.
But what about Obsidian? He's a cool ass conservative.
Obsidian, I like his black politics more.
Man, please.
I do. I can more resonate with ABL has some things about the black, a very little black. I agree with ABL on politics as a whole, just not black community politics. 99%, because I'm a black conservative, so I do agree on. I like ABL. But in the black community, well, see, if I wasn't in the black community, RBR, I wouldn't even have your retarded ass on here if I wasn't pro-black. Even no. I would, because you are definitely fucking crazy. So if I didn't like,
all right, now let's stop right there. He just called RBR retarded to his face. Okay, and you notice how RBR is just sitting there and not even saying anything. about it. Let's continue.
Black people, you wouldn't be over here. You're gonna get subscribers because of me, Negro. So if I didn't like niggas, I'm dealing with you, and you're crazy. There's nobody else that will put you on the show with my level of success on YouTube. That's fake.
No, I agree, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You're over there. Something's wrong with you. There's nothing about it. So, but I'm trying to help you.
No, I appreciate it. I think that we do have a problem with blacks who are educated, who are experienced, who have a little bit more seasoning. We do look down on that. How come? Because white people look down on that, because we're a threat to the white people. So black people who feel educated, experienced black people are a threat to white people should not be the black people that are teaching black people. Only about 10% of blacks who embrace their black race and culture and reject the myth of white supremacy have to be charged with teaching the rest of the blacks. Now, keep in mind, the people that are educated, that are experienced, that know who they are, they're making lots of money. So the last thing Will Smith wants to do is come over here and fuck with YouTube or Oprah or Bob Johnson or Michael Jordan. They're making billions of dollars. They ain't got time to fuck with a bunch of niggas who wish they were white, who got red hats on, talking about making America white again, talking about Donald Trump's better than Obama. Them motherfuckers ain't fucking with that. They got money. They're making money. I have people in my family that don't fuck with this because of the money. They're making money. They can't afford it. Now, I'm a little shorter. I'm a little broker. And I've dedicated my life to educating black people, so I can do it. But the bulk of the 99% of blacks who have YouTube accounts ain't fucking with black YouTube. And it's because of this nonsense.
So it's not because of you.
No, I'm saying I'm trying to get them over here by addressing the nonsense. But you admitted, you just admitted. I'm the only one that is going against this lie that somehow these monsters who hate us because we're black are better for us than that black genius who saved this country. And now has to do it again by putting this nut in prison for stealing that goddamn election. So what I'm saying is, I'm the only one over here telling the truth. You see how you treat me, and I'm saying the other people don't have the time. If you treat Oprah like that, Oprah ain't fucking with you no more.
How do I treat you, RBR?
You treat me like I'm a pariah, like it's pathological for me to have the facts and the data and actual information.
Where's the data, RBR?
Okay, now look at RBR crying now after he didn't down talk people, and he talk a lot of shit to me when I have gone into his hangouts and shit. Now he's you don't treat me good, you don't treat me right.
Or you don't post any of the data you're talking about, like.
I don't have to post the date. Okay. You know the country's still here. You know we didn't default in 2011. You don't know that? So you didn't know that we didn't default in 2011 when the debt was due, when Bush's debt was due?
RBR. So you're saying that you don't have to have the data that you're talking about. Is that right?
No, I'm saying facts are the data. I don't need to prove that 2 + 2 is 4. How come? Because the facts prove it. I don't need to prove that the earth is round. How come? Because the facts prove it. I don't need to prove that racists hate Obama because he's black. Because the facts prove it.
What are those facts, RBR?
The fact is, racists have racist DNA, and by definition, they hate Obama because he's black. And those would be the facts. But you're right. Black people that are uneducated don't even understand the definition of the word fact. And it's fucked up. You can learn it. You ain't that stupid. But someone has to teach you. What? You'll end up like Little Rock and Sam Semantic and the rest of the psychopathies. You'll end up like the rest of these.
What's wrong with them?
They are uneducated.
Why?
Because they think that whites are superior and that we have to separate from them and go to live on another planet somewhere. And they're afraid to get educated because they see education as being white. They see it as, you're a sellout, you're a simp. Why don't you join the Klan and why don't you help us kill everybody black? Let's go to Chicago and kill some more innocent black people. So this is how they're thinking. Because white people want them to think that way, because white people want them to kill each other. White people want black women and black men to not marry and not have babies and not have middle-class families. Why? Because they hate us. Because we're black. So you're not educated on that. You don't understand why you think I hate you. Because I want you to stop lying to these motherfuckers and tell them the truth. And it's not true. An educated populace will elect educated leadership. A dumb, stupid third-grade electorate will elect Donald Trump and George Zimmerman.
RBR, I just want to ask a question. I know that you are a very talented filmmaker. You are the one who discovered, this is real shit. Give you credit. You discovered Tiffany Haddish, right?
Yes.
Okay. So shout out to you for that. He did discover, or that's true. He discovered Tiffany Haddish. That's true. That's not a joke. That's the truth.
She nailed the audition. She nailed it. I heard her.
Yeah. RBR did discover Tiffany. No. That's true. No, that's absolutely true. She was in the first film that she did was with Theron Kell. No, that's absolutely true. Yeah, he's actually a genius in his personal life. Now when he comes on here, it's quite obvious. You have no idea what you're talking about. But let's talk about this, RBR. It's alleged that you were a big time drug dealer for one time.
No, that's not true.
But again, right. So let's talk about that. There's lies out about you. He actually discovered Tiffany Haddish. He was RBR as a filmmaker. This is true. Yeah. Oh, this is true. This is no.
All right, now this is hilarious. Now I'm glad Oshay is grilling him on this because these drug charges. that, I mean, it's something that came out. It was actually a white man on his channel that really exposed him about that. But yeah, RBR does have he has drug charges. It's a guy that came from a upper middle class background in Seattle. Okay, upper middle class black dude out of Seattle, but he still ended up growing up to sell fucking drugs. Okay, and he used it to finance, other stuff that he was doing. But let's watch Oshay grill him right here.
No bullshit. That's actually facts. Those are facts. Can we talk about that real quick, RBR, about this drug deal that went bad? And then I'll open my panel after this, please. Yeah, please.
No problem. Yeah. So I was doing a documentary on Nelly. It's called Nelly Hot All Over, and my contact with him was in Springfield, Illinois, and I had done a documentary before that, The Sellout Diaries. And, I had called the drug dealers sellouts a little bit and the gang members and stuff. And people had said things to me about it. And
what did they say?
Well, I said, oh, motherfucker, you call us drug dealers and shit sellouts, man. Nigga, we can do what we got to do, nigga.
Wait. Do that voice again? Do that voice again, RBR? Do it again.
Oh, nigga, we do what we got to do, nigga. We got to, I'm the GOAT.
Oh,
all the ghosts were a little upset with me and shit.
Okay.
But, I'm a journalist and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. So there were some people that thought that they could, get me caught up. But, we know one of the things we learn is that you cover your ass so you don't get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I want to teach to everybody else. If you tell the truth, if you piss some people off, you're going to be sued, you're going to be attacked, you're going to be targeted, and people are going to try to strike your channel, try to arrest you and pin drug charges on you, try to sue you, all kind of stupid shit.
Okay.
It happened. You have to be prepared for it.
So what actually happened, man? Like, what was the charge?
Nothing happened. It's just that they arrested us. They found us. They got drugs on us. They thought that they were going to convict us of something that we weren't doing. They couldn't. They had to drop it to the feds. They went to the feds. The feds have a list, a printout of known drug dealers, and they contacted them, and they said, do you know this guy? Yeah, we know him. He's making films and shit. Okay, great. Did you ever buy drugs from him? Nope. They tested me. They tested for fingerprints. They did all kind of shit. I didn't have no connection whatsoever. No fingerprints, no ownership of the vehicle, nothing like that. No prior convictions. They drug tested me. They did everything they could, and they realized what happened. Somebody take me out of the game.
How many pounds of?
Please,
was it?
you guys know.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a drug dealer, and I'm not going to let people lie about me being a drug dealer. If you don't like me because I'm black, that's fine. But if I was a drug dealer, trust me, I'd be in prison, right? I wouldn't be having national radio shows and shit, making major motion pictures and shit if I was a drug dealer. They just don't. I think. Yeah. Well, they just worldwide, actually. But anyway, they wouldn't do that. All right. So I know the game is to disparage me and take me down and kill everybody black and make America white again. I understand that, but I ain't with it. I oppose it.
So you oppose it? Okay, RBR. Well, last question. Being in the league, you asked me many times to come here on the program. I thought you were absolutely fucking insane, which is why I always declined. Nothing has changed. You're still incoherent and incompetent. That's definitely the truth. How I can sit here and talk to you for 80 minutes without losing my own brain cells is. I'm confused about that. But anyways, I sometimes wonder as I watch your streams, how did you get so stupid? Like, I'm trying to think, like, what happened? But, the more...
God damn. Oshay not even hiding it at this point. Oshay really is, being blatant with RBR right now. And RBR just sitting there taking the shit.
I tried to figure that out. The more that I'm like, damn, I'm wasting my time to figure out why the fuck he's like this way. So I just kind of accept that you're fucked up. But I will say, you are very highly entertaining. You definitely need more subscribers. Not that people can actually take you serious or anything, but because you're highly entertaining and you have an extreme level of fuckery that I've never seen before in my life. And you definitely have a fan base over here now. It's not because anyone likes you. Let's be honest, nobody actually likes you. That's just what it is. But yeah. So yeah, RBR. Before we let the other people come in today and talk, anything that you want to say to these people? Give a sales pitch as to why they subscribe to you, RBR. Let's see how many subscribers you get. Tell me why.
First of all, the reason I started the channel is because I want to have a megaphone to the world to tell people the truth. I understand my training and my background is in journalism, and what we have to do, right, is we have to keep an eye on our government. That's what journalists are really supposed to do. Journalists aren't supposed to help the government make America white again. Journalists are supposed to keep the eye on the government so that the government works. These Marxists they already control 90% of the wealth in the white community. The last bastion of wealth in this country are black people. The 94.6% of black people that Obama got into the middle class. That's the last bastion of wealth in this country. Okay. Now, definitely the $850 billion that the
Obama didn't get no damn 94.6% of black people into the middle class. That's a fucking lie. But this nigga, O'Shea gonna let him continue to sit there and tell his lies, and then O'Shea gonna come back and retort. But let's continue.
Immigrants bring to the country every year. I looked it up last night. They paid $30 billion in taxes. Illegal immigrants in California alone. $30 billion.
Okay, illegals, they send a lot of money out of the country too. But see, RBR doesn't talk about that because it doesn't fit his narrative. But I digress. Let's continue.
Which means they made $100 billion. They spent $100 billion. They paid $30 billion in taxes. So there's a lot of money in the black community. The problem is, you idiots think you're a majority. You are only 1% of the black people on YouTube. And the reason the 99% of black people who have YouTube accounts don't come here is because of this bullshit. There's no question with these black professionals whether or not Donald Trump was better than Obama. The fuck, Hitler was better than Mother Teresa. No, everybody that's fucking stupid. But you idiots. They're not going to be told that they're lame because they're educated, because they're professional, because they speak different languages. They're not going to be insulted like that. And these motherfuckers would insult them. Would call them names, would pin on, and every single one of you, every single last one of you need to grow. If the majority of people on black YouTube were telling the truth, you'd follow them just because they were in the majority. It's called a simple majority. You're following simple majorities even when they're lying to you. And that's wrong. Stop doing it.
Yes. RBR, why should they subscribe to you, though? RBR, let's see if we can get you.
He said that you come here because I'm entertaining. Don't do that. If you come here for whatever reason, do it. But don't come here thinking that I'm going to entertain you by lying you off a fucking cliff, or I'm going to break up your marriage, or I'm going to get you to vote for the Nazi who hates you because you're black. Because that's not entertaining. That's called black genocide. And I'm not down for that. Come here for whatever lame-ass excuse you want. But learn so that you'll be better informed, so that you can make more money, so that you can save democracy, so that you can be a leader, so you can have some impact on your own community and your own society, so you won't have to live under Vladimir Putin. That's why you can go to my channel.
Okay, so let's do this here. We're going to open up the panel, but let's do this. Everybody wants to subscribe to Real Brother Radio. That is it right there. Thank you. I will shout you out if you subscribe. How about this, RBR? Let's see if we can get some of those Russian bots over to your channel from my channel.
I appreciate it.
So those people, I put the channel in the link. That's the link. Subscribe to RBR. Hit the bell if you would like to do so. The Ron Battles I passed. All right, thank you for the people. Patina Patton subs. All right, RBR. We have like almost 100 people that gave at least $1 or $2. So to me, that's almost certain that those people are the watch, because it's never even been this many as far as totality. Not that the amount is like really great, but Naima, thank you. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm Wild Wood Calculator, Burning Utah, Modi J, Direct Up, RBR, the Uncle White Ruckus. Wow. LF Third, Russian bots donate too. Wow. Can we get some more $1 to $2 Russian bots donating? Thank you, Russian bots. How about that, RBR? Let's see if the Russian bots will donate. Hey, can we get Russian bots to super chat? Russian bots out there, put Russian bots in your super chats for the rest of the show. That way, we know that you're also donating. How about that, RBR? Would that say, what if a Russian bot donated? What would you say?
That's not a Russian bot because they don't donate.
Oh, RBR, what chromosomes can you find DNA located in? He doesn't know.
Yeah, they're only here to.
Marcus 4489074. He says, I used to write for Black Matter Facebook group, a pro-black group. It turned out that it was created and run by Russians. All your dreams, make RBR great again. The Mac Tucker, thank you for the $1. Antonio Tut, thank you. JJ Bose, I'm real. Stop selling RBR dog food. Antonio Keys, I'm a Russian bot upgrade. RBR proves you can be anything you want to be in life. Penny Sparks, go RBR. Cortez, this is for Mother Russia. Carl's opinion, right something in Russia. Oh my God, man, you have all the Russians in here, RBR.
Yeah, right.
They're here. The Russian bots are donating. Let's see how many Russian bots. Somebody said, Cynthia G, come get your man.
Yeah,
RBR,
right.
you got 24 new subscribers so far.
I love it.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. Appreciate all the people. Like I've always said, only 10% of the people here give a damn about the truth. And how society, I tell my classmates all the time, how society should be structured. All right, 90% of the electorate, the people, should elect 10% of the people to govern. The problem that we have is the 10% of people are always educated, usually lawyers and that kind of thing. The 90% doesn't think they have to be educated, which makes them vulnerable to the racists, to the Nazis, to the Republicans, who are uneducated too.
Okay, here you go with the condescension.
But the Russians, yes, they don't know and understand our political narrative, our ideology. So what they do, they study. If you saw the movie Red Tails, right? When the brother was captured, they knew everything about him. How come? They studied him. They study us more than we study us. They knew that they could convince Nyla and Cynthia and AM1 and all the other idiots in here that they could to vote for Trump by simply pushing their buttons and telling them that Hillary, the crime bill, and all that other stupid ass shit that didn't have shit to do with her being under Obama and actually learning how to govern. They knew what buttons to push to get you idiots to elect that monster. And they knew more. I was telling the dude from Honduras the other day, I said, it was messed up that the Russians knew more about our politics than psychopathias in them. They are not educated. And who's going to educate? Well, Oshay said that the people that got the red hats on. Yeah, those wouldn't be the people that educate.
I didn't say that, RBR. Again, that's you being delusional.
Black conservatives are no
use. Right, but we all know that.
The black conservatives are of no use to black people. You should not be the ones teaching Candace Owens. You can't be teaching black people.
I don't like Candace Owens, RBR.
I'm sorry?
Black conservatives don't all think the same.
Yes, they do. So you tell me you joined the Ku Klux Klan, but you think you're black first.
Who said that, RBR? RBR, you're fucking delusional, bro.
Black conservatives in the Klan think differently from the rest of the fucking Ku Klux Klan.
RBR, you're fucking insane. What are you talking about?
He can answer the question, or he can avoid the question because it's
RBR, no, you're saying that all black conservatives are in the Klan. Well, I'll give you this much. We do have a lot of them that probably would join the Klan. I would say that. Almost every black conservative is married to a white person or dating a white person or has dating a white person. So I would assume that those people are Klan ready. But not Oshay Jackson. It's not true. People really say that that Farrakhan has black conservative talking points. I mean, I'm more closer to him than I am to somebody like a Klan member, as you said. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to why you're so fucked up and dysfunctional. That's more. Let me do this, RBR. I'm going to open up the chat. Now I'm going to ask you to not be the nigger that you're probably going to be, by interrupting people and talking over people and yelling at people, because you'll be the first lead off to ever get kicked off. So don't do that. I know you're very emotional, again, not so intelligent, so I know, yeah. But anyways, we'll do that. Take your new subscribers high. How often do you go live every week?
I go live often since I'm the only one telling it, but I do my regular show at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time during the week, Monday through Friday. All right, but I'll go live, so definitely hit the bell and get the notifications, and I think they'll enjoy it. Really, yeah, because I think, like I said, this is not entertainment. I know the guy, a good friend of mine, got very, very wealthy connecting your cell phone to the internet. All right, and but because of that success, he was able to meet the guys that own Google, that started Google, and they were explaining Google owns YouTube, and they were explaining the concept to him, and he was explaining it to me, and he said the concept was, if you didn't have to wait for the library to open, and you didn't have to stand in line, and you didn't have to jump over the drunks and the piss and all that other shit to stand in line and wait for the computers to be booted up and all that other bullshit. You could just get the information instantly at your fingertips. Would you pay money for that? And would advertisers pay money for that? But the information would have to be accurate. You can't have AM1 and Psychopathias and Sam Semitic and a whole bunch of Nyla G and Cynthia Says. You can't have these motherfucking Taz and these motherfuckers lying to you when you're going for the information, right? You can't have B.M.T. lying to you, talking about all I want is money.
You notice how he said Nyla G and Cynthia Says. That's hilarious to me. I digress.
You try to find directions and shit to the restaurant. So if you can make it so the information was accurate, people wouldn't see it as entertainment, but people would see it as a reliable source for information. That was the concept. So when they bought YouTube, and they were stupid, but they thought that would be the same concept. So if you need to find out how to cut the lawn, you go to YouTube. If you need to find out what restaurant did this, or how to cook a cake, or how to make shrimp scampi, you would go to YouTube. So that was the whole concept of YouTube. These niggas think it's entertainment. They think it's Disneyland and shit. They think it's the circus. They think it's the Globetrotters. And so they're just clowning and bullshitting and uckary and bashing black women and bash the racist music.
Did you just say pig Latin uckary fae?
Yes. So what we're doing is, yeah, we do have to try to cut down on all the cussing and stuff. But what we're doing is trying to make it a entertainment site, and that's not going to work. Why? Because if you're putting false information out there, the people who want the truth, they don't give a damn about making America white again if they're black. So there's a lot of things that we have to do to rebrand Black YouTube to get that money over here. The people that aren't here, that make money up to millions of dollars on YouTube, do not want to come here just out of the goodness of their heart. They don't want to come here unless they can make more money. And they can't make more money if they come here and Psychopathias is telling them he agrees with the damn racist and that we should have our own planet and give them this one. Okay? They don't want to hear something so stupid. So we have to get a different majority to take hold, and then everybody else that's just following anybody who's in the majority, then they'll follow along, and then we can all make some damn money. But as long as the only information you can get is how dumb you are and how crazy you are and how white you aren't, how your skin is too damn dark, then we're not going to have a platform in which we can tap into the new media.
Okay,
It's going to take
RBR, your lead off is going the longest ever, so you need to be quiet first.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll let the people come in and take it.
Yeah, let's do this. So, all right, guys, let's bring on the Rumble. My normal guys probably took the day off because
they were too much truth.
Yeah. So, Rhonda, let me do this. Rhonda's a Trump supporter. Rhonda, would you like to come on? Oh, okay. RBR acts like the typical black liberal who wants to control black. Oh, whoa, Rhonda. Hey, Marcus, what up, talking black? Thank you, Tony D. Patina, let's respect RBR. Patina, you cannot respect people who are sociopaths. It's impossible.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad you realized that, RBR. Now, where's Information Man Show? Information Man Show is here. I don't know how he's going to put up with this buffoonery, but we'll do that. Psychopatheist, would you like to come on today? Sam, I see your email.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that. I'm going to bring on some of your people that you've been sending threatening emails to RBR. I see these exchanges. RBR, why do you harass people on email?
I don't harass people on email. I'm about the truth. And just like what you were saying about calling people names and stupid shit like that.
No. I see right now. Coon ass nigga thinks he can trick me into joining the clan because he can't pick me off the panel. I'm off Oshay tonight. Don't miss it. Coon ass. RB.
My panel.
Okay, see, now that they grilling him again because, see, no one's talking about how RBR be harassing motherfuckers and shit via email. Okay, that's another thing. He ain't nothing but a damn troll, okay? But he been harassing the niggas all on email and shit, but nobody's really talking about that. Alright, let's continue.
Who struck my channel and got me a strike on my channel. The bitch called Real Life is Not in Cyberspace. And Sam brought her over there.
Now he's accusing the Real Life Not in Cyberspace of hacking him and all that type of stuff. He's real paranoid over her. That's a constant theme on his channel. Is this real life chick hacking him and all that?
Because he couldn't win the debate, so he wants to shut my channel down. And if that ain't coon ass nigga, I don't know what is. You gonna shut a brother's panel down because you can't make your stupid ass Russian racist neo-Nazi nut argument?
So Russians
I'm not threatening him. I'm just telling his dumb ass, if you don't like the truth, don't listen to the truth. Don't bring some bitch to my channel that's gonna get my channel struck.
Oh, you call her a bitch? RBR. Is she black?
Yeah, she ain't black, she white. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, it's a white woman.
Yeah, a white bitch. I don't know about
RBR. RBR, you can't say stuff like that.
white bitch.
RBR,
please.
don't be racist. You went to the University of Washington.
I think white people are superior. That's you guys.
Oh, is that what you say? Okay.
Yeah. Sure, she can make an argument. I have a lot of racists that come to my channel. I don't have a problem with racists, but you don't come to my channel and get my channel struck.
RBR, let me ask you this.
My channel.
Before we go to information, man, last thing. RBR, did you know that you appear on my thirst box? Who saw my newest thirst box with RBR in it? I don't know if you know that, RBR. You make appearances on my channel without you knowing. Did anybody see the newest thirst box with RBR in the thirst box? Who saw that? Press 5 if you saw the newest thirst box, episode 27. RBR made a cameo appearance on that episode. You did. So yeah. So RBR, I'm getting you subscribers everywhere I can. I want to promote you. RBR, I also saw a episode of you debating somebody making monkey sounds.
But the white people, they have the intellect of third grade children, and so I like to have a little fun with them sometimes. They're all dumb, so it doesn't matter which one you deal with. They're all stupid. These are white people. Now come on now.
All right, RBR. RBR. I see why you get kicked off the internet. But anyways, let's go to the Information Man Show. We'll let him talk for a little bit since you went over the 1 hour limit of the leadoff. You actually 40 minutes past the leadoff, which is you're the first person to do that. Obviously, you have no concept of time or any sense whatsoever. But anyways, Information Man Show. Thank you, Big Bro, for coming back to the Rumble. We definitely missed you over here. You're definitely when you're not on the Rumble, it's not the same. But when you don't show up, I'm left to bring people on like RBR Network for leadoffs. So how you doing? You're on mute. Let me mute RBR right away so he won't just jump in and say anything because he can help himself.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say what's up to everybody out there that's listening, that's following. I was listening to the conversation. I think as much as we want to look at RBR and say that he's kind of kooky or he's saying things that are out to the left field or kind of another planet, let me just say this. We plan to do a political show together. I've got some documents and I've done some research, and I don't know if you're familiar with Clapper. But Clapper was, I think he was General Clapper. He was a part of the intelligence community in this country. We're talking about big time. Look him up. He did a interview recently with a brother named Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, who I listened to. And in that interview, he specifically stated that the Russians did attack black media during its 2016 election. This is documented. The intelligence community of this country knows that it happened. And what they did is they attacked black radio, particularly because Joe Madison is a well-known black radio host. So what they did is they attacked black radio. They created false rallies. They paid black people to call up shows and tell people not to vote for this and not. They created false propaganda. And they also infiltrated Facebook and many of the medias that black people use. They studied what we do. RBR is correct about that. The evidence is out there. We're going to be doing a video about this. I have a document about this, and I have actual sound bites from Clapper. And he's coming out with a book talking about this. And the question is, will they try to attack us in 2020 like they did before? And he's saying that the Russians, what they're doing right now is they're refining their skills and looking at where they were weakest at, and they're going to refine it. I believe that YouTube is the easiest to be infiltrated. Why? Because you don't know, for the most part, the people in your chat room, whether they are actually African-American. They can be anything. They can hide behind an avatar. And if you don't see what they look like, anybody can put anything in the chat room that sounds like they're black or say certain things. I'm not accusing anybody in your chat room, but I'm just saying this can happen. The only people you know what their race are is people who actually do show themselves on the YouTube screen. I mean, that's just so you can have if Russians if their goal is to attack us internally and externally, and they've got hackers, they can do this on Facebook and YouTube. They use Facebook big time, and he brought out that data. And let me tell you something else that we need to watch out for. See, I'm a child of the 80s. I see. This is why I can believe some of this because I grew up during a time when the Cold War was at its highest height, and Russians were spying on us. We were spying on them, and they were talking about how many nuclear missiles they had and we had. And we were in school. We actually used to have nuclear missile drills when we would get under the table as if you're going to survive a nuclear missile. So Russia, and you got Putin, who is ex-KGB. And I know for those of you guys who like Donald Trump is actually being played as a tool and a fool by Putin. Putin is highly experienced in espionage. Donald Trump has no experience in this. Donald Trump is a guy who basically is living off of and has lived off of the wealth of his father, which he has squandered a lot of his wealth through bankruptcies. And this whole talk about whether Obama was better for black people or Trump is better for black people, I'm about to dispel that right now. And I'm not going to do it with stuff that is coming out of the fly of my back. I've got statistics here. I've got data. I'm prepared to rattle off this data and cite my sources at the same time to show why Obama actually, no matter whether you think he didn't do enough for black people or you don't like him or whatever, or he did a lot for gays or the Latino community, the data that I have shows that President Obama overall in his 8 years was a better president for black folks in general than Donald Trump has ever been in the time that he's been in office. Okay. Now, when you look at, for example, let me just read off here. We talk about Donald Trump lowering black unemployment. A lot of black people have been okey-doke or bamboozled by that. And we forget. See, because in America, we are marginalized to see white as superior and black as inferior. And when we see black as inferior and white as superior, then we marginalize and underestimate and undervalue each other as black people. White people do it to us and we do it to ourselves. And this is what we've done to Obama. We forget that unemployment soared, was at 16.8% in March of 2010, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So anybody who wants to come on here and dispute this, like an ABR, go look them up for yourself. I'm not flying on top of my ears here. This is from the Labor Statistics in 2010. Okay, so it was at 16.8%. And by December of 2016, it dropped to 7.9%. What we're forgetting is that when Obama came into office, see, this is what a lot of people forget. We forget that the economy was basically in the tank and was fucked up because of one George Bush Jr. and his policies. Plus, he put us in a war. We forget that anytime someone comes into office, the next president, that they must adhere to the budget of their predecessor the year they come in. So when you talk about Obama doubled the economy, no, it was George Bush Jr. that doubled the economy when he gave out those first bailouts, and then President Obama had to reinforce those bailouts by continuing those bailouts. So he had no choice because he walked into a presidency with shit all over his pants. Once Obama was trying to, so it was like a car in a ditch. And once Obama was trying to get the car out of the ditch, then you had the Republicans or the conservatives that said, oh, we want the keys back now, after they put the goddamn shit in the ditch. So everybody continues to forget that it was the Republican policies that put this country in the ditch. We continue to marginalize the fact that it was Bill Clinton, and no, he was not the first black president, but it was Bill Clinton who left this country with a surplus. And when the Republicans took over, they put this country in an economic ditch. We forget that the recession that this country went through was under a Republican. And then Obama had to come into office and clean the shit up. And we don't give him credit for what he has done. So the statistics from the labor statistics bureau and many, and you can look this up. What they're saying is that, yes, unemployment for black men was very high. And then it began to take a downspin while Obama was still in office. So what that means is that his policies, like they say in the Ronald Reagan administration, his policies were starting to trickle down. What happened is Donald Trump stepped into office and he benefited from that administration going forward. And so it went down from the 7.9% into the 6.6%, which Donald Trump touts for his success. It's an impressive number, I'll give you that. But where we fail to give credit where credit is due is we fail to give Obama credit for actually getting the economy where it needs to be for someone like Trump to step in and take the economy where it's gone now. despite the fact that he is putting us through trade wars with China, which is affecting, no one talks about this, it's affecting the farmers. Go talk to the farmers and the guys that grow the food and the products, and they're telling you that this trade war that he's engaging in is horrible for them. They're going to lose their businesses, okay? You talk about tax breaks, okay? He gave the tax breaks for the rich. Your tax break is not permanent. You're going to feel the pain of his tax policies in the next coming years. It's going to hit you hard, folks. Some of you guys are going to be saying, oh, shit, this shit is going to trickle down on you. Now, we talk about President Obama and whether he was good for black people. Let's look at health, okay? Let's look at the poverty rate. African Americans fell faster in 2015 than any year since 1999. So under Obama, the poverty rate for black people fell the fastest that it ever had, falling from 2.1% point okay? Now, that's one issue. Let me go into this issue right here. Okay, now, this is according to the Bureau of Statistics, okay? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, black Americans have knitted 700,000 jobs under Trump. For those of you black folks out there saying that Trump is putting jobs out there and putting you to work, no, contrary. 700,000 jobs have been created under Trump. That's great, okay? That's jobs. That's great. Black folks need employment. However, okay, black Americans gained 2.8 million during Obama's 2 terms. So under Obama's 2 terms, black Americans gained 2.8 million jobs. That's far beats out Donald Trump. So when you get running around here talking about Donald Trump has put black people to work, Donald Trump has helped the unemployment rates. Okay, yeah, he's got 6.6, which he actually got from Obama trickle-down policies. But overall, he has not employed and helped the black man in employment overall as Obama did. Now, check this out. This is what you all also have forgotten. The Dow Jones, okay? The Dow Jones was 30% after 19 months under Trump. Over the same period during Obama's presidency, it rose comparable to 28% at the end of Obama's first term. It was up to 70%, and when he left office, it was nearly 150%. What does that mean? Black people who had 401ks and investments in the stock market. It was a, what do they call that? It was a bull market at that time. African Americans did benefit those that had investments in the market. Okay, in 2010, Obama signed the Fair Sentencing Act. Okay, reducing the sentencing and disparity for crack cocaine versus powder cocaine, crime that in 2008 was disproportionately impacted black men. I know this well. Nobody in that chat room, nobody on this panel that come on here today can dispute me. I work in the prison environment. I see the statistics. I talk to black men who have been sentenced under those rules. Obama relaxed those rules. He tried to pull that back with his Justice Department. Under Trump, he has actually doubled down from that, and he's made it harder. He's pulled back the consent decree as it relates to police departments affecting and shooting black men. He's pulled everything back that Obama put into office that did benefit us. See, why is it that black men are not talking about the things that Donald Trump has done to pull things back? Not to mention the Essential 5. There's an article that just came out where one of the brothers, I think his name is Yusef Salaman, he breaks down in that article the racism of Donald Trump. Not to mention that Donald Trump was under indictment from the feds as it relates to his housing discrimination. Why is it that you Negroes don't want to deal with the fact that this man was discriminative towards black people in the housing of New York? Talk to New Yorkers. They know this man better than any of us. Okay? Now, Obama signed a legislating funding bill, which was worth billions of dollars, a settlement between Agriculture Department and the African-American farmers, resolving a case that was long overdue, that never was solved prior to him being in office, okay? And they still, okay? Now, let me look at this too here. African-American children. Under Obama also had the gain. This was another gain in 2015. Let me look at this. Let me look at this right here. Oh, here we go. We got affordable care. Okay, I know some of you don't like the Affordable Care Act. You felt that it was not right, but since the start of the Affordable Care Act first open enrollment period, at the end of 2013, uninsured rate amongst non-elderly African American has declined by more than half. So under Obama's policy, black people, particularly your grandmother, your great uncle and aunt, they saw a decline in their lack of being insured and having access to health care. I know this as well, brother. I've worn many hats. I've worked in nursing facilities and boarding care that I'm telling you, black folks, if anyone, we need access to health care, okay? Now, life expectancy at birth is the highest it's ever been for African Americans. In 2014, expectancy at birth was at 72.5 years, low for African American males, and 78.4 for African American females, the highest point in the history since both genders. So, under Obama's policies, we had a better life expectancy for black people. Education, high school graduate rate for African American students is at its highest point in history. In 2013 to 2014, academic year, 72.5% of African American public high school students graduated within 4 years. Obama did say that he wanted to be an educational president. Now, I know that that where Obama is weak at is that he did not give as much money as Trump did for the HBCU schools. All Trump did was beat Obama by a couple more points. Okay, and we forget this too. Obama roast Donald Trump at a roast. There was some kind of gathering, and Obama said some things that Trump did not take very well. And Trump has, and I'm qualified to give a diagnosis. Trump is highly narcissistic, Okay, he also is very insecure. You can see that Nancy Pelosi is getting all in his head right now, where he's making dumb statements like, "I'm the most stable genius." If you are a genius, why do you have to say you're the most stable? That's ridiculous. So Obama got under his skin, and ever since then, he rode into office on the birther movement. He was one of the first people saying that Obama was not a citizen. He was one of the ones telling that he would do an investigation to see where his birth certificate is. He was the one saying, "Obama, show me your birth certificate." But yet, Donald Trump has not done two things. He has not shown us the birth certificate, and he has not shown us his grades in school. But yet he demands Obama, and that's what I mean by underestimating and marginalizing. And brother, I've got more statistics, more stats here that shoots down this argument that Obama was not good for black people. Yes, he didn't do everything for us. Yes, he can be criticized. But Trump has not done more for black people than Obama has done for us, brother. Okay?
Let me do this. I feel like the fuckery today.
Okay, brother, go.
No. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just a little bit different. Because we have the same people all the time on Black YouTube in the same panels, and shit gets a little redundant. It gets a little redundant. So I open up a part 2 tomorrow. I don't want to see the same niggas that we always have. But I'm gonna tell you niggas what I'm willing to do. Today, we are going to have the Rumble auction. That means if you are a person, this is gonna be classic, and you want to get on the Rumble, and if you've never been, today, anybody can come on the Rumble. I'm not gonna time you out, but if you want on, press 7 right now. Press 7. Outside of Taz, Nyla, Neutral Zone, we're gonna bring them on, you know. But this is what you do. Press 7. You want on, right? You new niggas. Press 7. No, I'm not gonna time you out. I promise. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Don't time him out. Don't time out. 7. Not me. Cool. Great one. Thank you. You want to come on? Tell you what, we're gonna auction it off. Put $100 in the super chat. You get the link. That's fair. I don't know you. So, if you want to come on, if you've never been on the Rumble before, that's what you got to do. You got 5 minutes. Go. That's what I'm saying. You can buy a spot today. There you go. I'm waiting. Whoever put, tell you what, I'll lower for you niggas. $99.99 on iPhone. So today, you see it? People started going down. So you want to press 7. There you go. $99.99 on the Rumble thing. You'll get, no, that's fair. Otherwise, we get the same people. I don't know you, so that's what I'm saying. If you want to do that, we'll do it. Today, you got 10 minutes. If you put $100 there, $99.99, I'll bring you on the Rumble, give me an email. Because if I send you the link, you can do anything. You can take the show over, you could fuck the show up, you can do anything. That's if you've never been on before. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. Otherwise, I have to bring my normal people on. So I'm going to let you buy a spot. You can do that. Got it on February 20th. Cool. Look. You see? None of them niggas is there. They want to come on and talk, right, on the Rumble. All right, we'll let, so you got 300 seconds. Let's see. Mad Boy, like, people need to quit spew text without analyzing. Where y'all at? Yup. Where y'all at? Where y'all go? Y'all don't want to come on? Oh, you don't want to. Oh, okay. That's what I thought, motherfuckers. I'm not bringing shit. I don't know you niggas. Come on my shit. Last time a nigga came on and got naked on my shit. That's exactly what I thought. Bring me on your show. All right, there you go. I'll tell you what to do. All right, so let's do this. Burning you. No, Burning you. You always sponsor somebody. You said I sponsor somebody. Okay, wait. Burning you said 50? Wait. Information man. Should I do that?
Bring him on the Rumble?
Yeah, $50. Okay, I'll do it for $50. You can sponsor somebody to come on. You can do that. That's just to show you that I'm being fair today. Just only today. Otherwise, I'm going to pick who to bring on. So anyways, let's go back to RBR. So you got 60 seconds, go. $50, you can sponsor whoever you want to come on the Rumble for $50. Go. All right. RBR, anything you ever say? Yeah, nobody give y'all.
Let me just say this too, Oshay. Some of the material that I was reading from comes from the progression of African American community during the Obama administration, straight from the White House data. And I haven't even begun to go further into this data as the things I haven't even gotten to what he did to improve crime in terms of in some of these communities, the Brothers Keepers program, and some of the grants and monies that he has given to certain organizations and certain programs that many of us are not aware of. Okay, because we like the flash, we like to see what the headlines say, but there's a lot of things that he did behind the scenes that did have some benefit for us long term, maybe not in the short term right then and there, but long term. So I just think that if people are going to have an honest debate about Obama versus Trump and who was better for black people, you need to really do your research and delve into the numbers and the programs. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that Donald Trump really touts is that he has improved black unemployment. And I think a lot of black people that are joining the ranks with Trump were already people that were already conservative. They might have been people that were already like independents. And of course, there is a movement right now where black people are tired of the Democratic Party because we have supported them stock, lock, and barrel, and we feel like we're not getting anything for our support over these years. So I think that's why you probably see a shift right now with that, too.
All right, and I want to add, too, I see the idiots saying that Obama didn't reduce crime. There were 532 murders in Chicago in 2007. In 2008, when Obama was elected, there was 106. It was an 80% drop of black-on-black violent crime in Chicago. Nationwide, it remained until 2012. If you look it up, murders in Chicago in 2012, when Mitt Romney got the nomination and the racist networks were saying that Romney was ahead in the polls, they had 532 murders. Right after that, when Obama got reelected, it went right back down to 106, 80% until Donald J. Trump, the racist, Marxist.
All right, now I'm going to stop it right there. Because I remember him saying that when I watched it live. That's not true. The stuff that he's saying, if you look, go on Google and you look up, hold on. Okay, Google, and you look up Chicago crime statistics, or Chicago homicides by year. Okay, you go to Wikipedia. Go down to the homicide statistics. He said that before Obama got elected, that was in 2008. He said that the hold up. All right, yeah, okay. He said that the previous year, that when Obama got elected, homicides went down to 160. 2007, 448 homicides. 2008, 513 homicides. 2009, 459 homicides. 2010, 436 homicides. 2011, 433 homicides. 2012, 532 homicides. 2013, 415 homicides. Okay. 2014, 415 or 416. 2015, 468. 2016, 769. Okay. So they really jumped. His whole presidency, alright, they were just murdering like crazy. Okay. So, again, RBR is just wrong right there when it comes to Obama and the crime statistic. And like I said, this guy, he's just determined to swing from Obama's nuts no matter what.
Right, neo-Nazi was elected, and the murders shot up 90%, over 900 murders. And it fell to like 837, but it was still way more than 106 what it was under Obama. And Taz won't tell you that.
Okay, I actually going to send Taz the link. So I'm going to Taz, Nyla, and Black Male Talk. Thank you, Vernon and Harry Mingo. Y'all always support, man. I'm not talking about you niggas. But thanks anyway. I was trolling these other niggas. Carlton DeVille, nigga, I don't know you. You like a used car salesman, nigga. Stop begging me. Shut your motherfucking ass up, dog. Like, I hate niggas like that. Go over there and sell a Buick, nigga. Shut your ass up, man. I'm not giving you no fucking link. Go ahead. Look in here looking like you sell used water bottle, water. Pick me, nigga. You shut your motherfucking ass up, nigga.
Let me add to this, too. Obama did all of this at the same time. Out of all the presidents we've had in office, he's had the most death threats on his life. And that's a manifestation of the racism of this country. And I'm going to get into something about that. Now, piggybacking on what RBR said, this is the statistic that I put him in the chat room. This is from the White House, from the government. Incarceration rates fell for African-American men and women. They fell during each year of Obama's administration and are at their lowest. They were at the lowest point over 2 decades, okay, since. Imprisonment rates for African-American men and women were at a lowest point since the early 1990s and late 1980s, respectively, from 2014, the latest year for which the Bureau of Justice Statistic data are available for you to look at this. Now, let me also add another point to this. There's an article that just came out, and I'm going to do a damn podcast about this. Oshay, check out my podcast, brother. It's radio style, too. It's not a YouTube.
Is it on Anchor?
Brother, I'm on all platforms. What I do is I put it in the community tab so you can still click into the link and check it out. But I'll start sending you the podcast when I produce them. I did something on brother Robert L. Smith, my frat brother, and I did something about that Uncle Ben's Carson not too long ago. But let me get into this part here. So right now, the FBI has just put out data to show that the hate groups are at an all-time high right now, particularly these Ku Klux Klan and these skinhead type groups out here. They're saying that the violence and the things that they're doing, it's heating up more and more and more to the point that the FBI is even concerned about what's going on. And they've got an article about this that has been put out by the FBI. And the question is, the way Donald Trump speaks and the way he handles himself, the question is, does he fuel this emboldenness to these hate groups? Because if I'm not mistaken, since he's gotten in office, and this cannot be denied, a lot of these hate groups have ratcheted up, and they see Donald Trump as their representative because they finally got a white man back in the White House where they feel that they are in charge. So a lot of these groups are emboldened, and they feel that Trump speaks for them when he speaks the way he does. And this is ratcheting up. The FBI has brought those statistics out. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. When we sit up here and we want to talk about what Obama did for black folks, look, politics is politics. We all get screwed by politics overall. But if you really look at the data, look at the numbers and the statistics, overall, Trump has not been so far the better president for black people. But overall,
so let's go backwards.
Overall, I'm not finished. Let me preference this. I'm not going to get into arguments today. I'm not going to get into back and forth. I don't have time for that. What I'm simply saying, don't take my word for it. Simply do your research. Look at the numbers for yourself. Go to the polls, go to the Bureau of Statistics, and look at the numbers by where Obama was strongest and where he was the weakest. And overall, Donald Trump right now has not been the overall better president for black people in comparison to Obama. However, Obama, because I'm fair, Obama still has a lot of deficits in the things that he did not do for black people that I personally have a problem with. There are a lot of things that he did not do for us that I feel he should have since we voted for him. And
okay, information, yeah, okay, and then information, let somebody else talk. So hold on a second, this is what we're going to do. Taz, I was going to bring you on tomorrow night, but listen, we're not going to, well, I got to leave Fantastic Call. So I think you'd be all right with leave Fantastic Call. Okay, so this is what we're doing. All right, Sam Semantic will bring you on. All right, Taz, go. We're not going to turn it, we're going to keep this political and nice today. Thank you for all the support, brothers. And I'll bring some other people on that want to come on that's new. If you're new and you've never been on the road before, I will bring you on as long as you don't get naked on my shit. And I know who you are and you're trustworthy. I don't want no crazy motherfuckers on my show. Go ahead, Taz. Go. Taz, you're muted.
You're lying, counselor.
RBR, don't get kicked off.
I'll just get myself prepared, as the GOAT, Mr. B1. Taz Exclusive, the king of content, not that fake shit thing that try to steal my name, but me, it's me, I'm here. So, the real information, man. So now let's get into these last two things you laid out. You really just got on here in front of all these black folks and tried to lay out a narrative that Donald Trump is somehow making white people hate us and that they're at an all-time high. Really? Hate groups at an all-time high. I would think that an all-time high would be a time, when they were lynching motherfuckers. When black people were actually getting hung from trees, when they were going in black people's houses and dragging them out, breaking to the jail and dragging black men out, burning them in the middle of the town. I don't see how right now is comparable to that. When you say it's all-time high, I don't know all of what time you're talking about. Maybe all time for the 2000s is what you're referring to. Most definitely not American history. I didn't even know.
I didn't say that. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Definitely said that.
No. Pass. Hey, man, we're not doing that today, nigga. Information, I got it.
No, Oshay, I'm talking to you right now. I never said throughout history. I said currently right now. The FBI, there's an article that just came out. The FBI is touting that there's a ratcheting up of these hate groups. I never said that hate groups haven't been around for a long time. I didn't say historically, so that's false that he said that. I said as of right now.
Okay.
And there's a notion out there that because Donald Trump operates the way he does, that he sort of emboldened some of these groups because they see him as president, as their president. And he said,
you cleared it up. You've been talking for a long time, brother.
Wait a minute.
Both of you niggas talking about my goddamn show. Both of you niggas, man.
No, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't have time for this shit.
I'm taking both of you niggas off my shit. Get off my shit.
I'm out of here.
Told you niggas, stop talking. You motherfuckers don't listen to what the fuck I'm saying. You don't overtalk me on my shit. It's my fucking show. Who you niggas think you are? Nigga? I don't give a fuck, nigga. Not both of you niggas. You don't come on my shit. I tell you niggas shut the fuck up on my show. Shut the fuck up on my goddamn show. Niggas overtalking me, nigga. You don't overtalk me on my shit, nigga. Neither one of you motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about who you niggas think you niggas are. Nigga, I'm still Oshay, nigga. Loud mouth ass niggas. When you niggas come on tomorrow, when you niggas get your shit fucking straight. Now back to you, RBR. Loud ass niggas on here every day talking about a bunch of nothing. Go ahead, dog.
All right. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate what he had to say. But no, yes, the hate crimes that have gone on since Obama's election have taken on a different tone. I think that before Obama, we saw the hate crimes. Obviously, we saw the lynchings and all that. And we thought, well, white people just think that we're inferior and nobody black could be president, so they're killing us. Well, after we had the greatest president of all time, now they're killing us. So what did it prove? It proved that racism is in their DNA and that they don't really have a legitimate reason for killing black people, which is why we shouldn't be electing them to be president, which is why we shouldn't be lying or even considering that somebody who hates us and wants to kill us is better for us than a black genius who saved us. What the fuck? Shame on anybody who would even make the argument. I think B.M.T. wants to lie. He was on the other panel talking about all he cares about is pussy and money. Maybe we can make him.
I got my Bible.
He's a Trump supporter and
I
shit.
got my B5.
and I got my Catholic sword, so I'm ready for your crazy.
Y'all niggas come back tomorrow. Shit, man. Every goddamn Sunday, you niggas be on here yelling and shit, man. Listen, I take that shit every day on these panels. Every day to deal with this shit, man. I get tired of that shit. Goddamn, every fucking day, nigga. Fuck. Every day needs a panel. Man, fuck. Damn, you niggas driving niggas to drink it. All right. Go ahead, B.M.T. That's all love. You niggas know I love y'all, but I just ain't got time for you niggas today, man. Not you niggas.
You know, honestly, this is why I'm glad I went Republican. There ain't not many niggas over here like that. You know, I mean, when you listen to crazy ass, you know, robots like RBR, I just clutch my white Bible and I deflect all his bullshit. You know, I thank God for white supremacy sometimes because dealing with niggas like RBR.
Wait. You think God for white supremacy? Because
white supremacy is what keeps men like RBR at bay. You know, that's the only thing that keeps them type of men away from me out of my communities, and that's how I stay safe away from them. You know, I got my beam pie and I got my Catholic sword, and I joined the Catholic Church not long ago, so you know I'm safe. You know, so I just try to make sure I pray and I stay around my white women now. I got rid of my black wife and got a white woman now. So
wait, when did you do that?
Huh?
You would do that in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, I had to. I found out when they were making these talking points. Everything was just wrong. I found out the right way. Just find a white blonde hair, blue-eyed wife, you know, that from Arby's, and just be happy and just, you know, be thankful for all my stuff. You know, and I started reading the Bible, and you know, I got this sweet potato pie, but they don't sell niggas, you know, cherry pie, so they give us sweet potato pie. It's just as good. And I'm going to be talking with Putin pretty soon, so that way we can, you know, defraud everything RBR talks to us about, you know, because he is part of the systematic oppression of black supremacy against us good blacks that are trying to live in America today.
Okay, yeah, that was real stupid. But anyway, yeah, I see somebody in the chat room lying about Obama did another bank bailout after Bush did the bank bailout. No, that's stupid. Obama doesn't sign no bailout. Congress has to approve the bailout, and then Obama would have signed it. But Bush signed it. All right. Now, what Obama did do was make sure he got the money back, plus an additional $3 trillion in interest, fines, penalties, and fees. And the reason Obama allowed Bush to bail out the banks is so that Obama can regulate them. See, when you give someone $3 trillion, right? I'm not going to say you own them, but they have to dance to your tune. Bush didn't charge them interest. Bush didn't penalize them, fine them, or give them any regulations like Dodd-Frank or redefine the loans or setting aside $75 billion so people can get their homes back and refinance their homes and all the other things that he did in the regulation of these banks and the auto industries that were bailed out. Obama did that. And they said, well, wait a minute, Obama, Bush didn't say nothing about paying the money back. Oh, what, you want to give the money back? Well, no. Okay, then, motherfucker. This is what you're going to do. And then they did it. And then idiots like Sister L said, oh, well, Obama did the bailout. Well, Obama signed the bailout. Well, Obama did it by himself. He wrote the check out of his personal account. Shut up. It's just stupid. It's just a lie. Everything Taz was saying is a damn lie. Everything B.M.T. was saying is a damn lie. The people in this panel, I agree that 1% of the stupid-ass niggas in this goddamn black YouTube, you're dumb. You're stupid.
Wait, but the RBR, are you calling people stupid?
I'm telling them the truth. You can
no.
Look
I mean,
it's
probably true that they're stupid, but you coming from you, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, coming from somebody that's not stupid. Yeah, no, I understand. That would be stupid. That's the point I'm trying to make.
RBR, I've seen you debating monkey sounds. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that stupid people think I'm stupid for calling them stupid. But anyway, what I was trying to say was that we could sit up here and think that these lies by the 1% of blacks on black YouTube is going to somehow move the needle and help Trump make America white again, but it's not. You think that you're punishing black people for being black when your dumbasses are black. It ain't gonna work. They're not gonna have favor on you idiots, just like they weren't gonna stop killing black people when Donald Trump was elected president. All they're doing is lying to you. The shame is on you. How come? Because you niggas believe them. Let's say I'm Semitic. He has some lies. He wants to bring up real, his life is not cyberspace. He wants to bring her up so she can kick everybody off the channel and get the channel struck because I'm on it. That was
wait. Let's listen to RBR. RBR. Why do you laugh at your jokes that are not funny? I just want to know, like.
Well, they're not funny to people who are uneducated and stupid.
Uneducated, like what?
But they love.
Have more education than you do. What are you talking about?
But see, that's what I'm saying. You could have more miseducation than I do, but it wouldn't.
That was actually kind of funny. You know, you like an old. You know, RBR, look, stand right there. You like an old ass deacon at Mount Zion Baptist Church that be like stealing the fries at the fish fry and shit. You like one of them niggas. Yeah. You.
What city?
Any black city where there's poverty, you seem like the motherfucker that be wrecking the church van and shit, and you know, taking the church van and go to the Campbell Hall and you know, parking the Mount Zion van by the porn store and shit. That be you. Well, okay, go ahead, B.M.T. No, B.M.T. No, Sam.
Sam, let's let Sam lie.
Yeah, B.M.T. man, something is wrong with you, man. Shout out to brother Maurice Taylor. Let's get Trump out of office. All right, Sam. All right, Sam. Please don't come with the nigga shit. I had to get 2 niggas off my channel already today, so let's keep it real. Let's keep it cool. All right, you know, I rarely boot people off, but I'm in the mood today. Okay, go ahead, brother.
He might be a little dumb and not know he's muted. Sam.
RBR. He's not muted.
No, he's just dumb. He don't know when to talk. I think the truth might have knocked him out.
RBR, you know, this is a sad state when somebody like you is calling somebody else dumb. You do know that we are in Armageddon at that time, right? Edward Anderson, check your email. He must have some phone problems because he's definitely not dumb. Well,
Yeah, it's stupid. Anybody that joins a Klan and calls himself conservative, trust me, that's black. You're dumb. Yeah, it's a definition. I can't think of another definition. Can you? Somebody black who wants to help the Nazis make America white again? That would be a dumb person. Okay, downright stupid. All right.
You have no flexibility in your mind, dog.
No, it's okay. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Where's your wife at? She needs to come get you off of YouTube right now.
No, she's asleep. She's asleep right now. All right, so no, that's fine. We can keep the show moving until Sam wakes up. Or
Okay,
somebody
RBR,
else.
let's do this before. Let's just talk about this, RBR.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to come on College Genesis, anybody who's normally not on here, I don't feel like dealing with any of you normal niggas today on my show. I want to have a good time today. So that will cut all you regular niggas who come on my show out. College Genesis, any of you people. Oshay Linux. Oh, Methuselah. Come on, Methuselah. All right, let's do this. Sam Semitic, are you not talking still? All right, let me go back to B.M.T. B.M.T. What makes Donald Trump such a good potential? What makes Donald Trump a good president for blacks?
I can't hear him.
My bad, I put myself on. I didn't want to be rude. Pretty much he offered a 10-step plan. He did also, and honestly, I know it sounded harsh when he said, what do you have to lose? But in reality, when voting for Democrat for the amount of time that blacks have been voting for Democrat, let's be for real. A lot of their counties and states, they're not in the best representation. We got it where they rather offer more sanction to illegal immigrants than help the blacks that are more impoverished in the more downtrodden schools. Now, when we see these kind of things going on, you got to ask yourself, where's the allegiance? Because when I see the Black Caucus fighting for illegal immigrants in sanctioned states, or how I'm seeing that they're giving out talking points, talking about how what was the next thing that I think they're giving out? When it came to Trump was offering out jobs. One of the things about it was the first phase of prison reform that actually got passed. I read up on that, and that was something that was good for black men. Now, sadly enough,
Obama turned off that. What the fuck is he talking about?
Shut up, nigga!
You shut the fuck up.
God damn, are you gonna be next? I'm tired of your old ass too. You shut the fuck up. I listened to your ass for 2 hours talking about nothing, nigga. Now say something else. I'll boot your ass off my shit. Don't you say another goddamn thing. Go.
God damn. Now this is the part where Oshay really got frustrated. He just laid into RBR like crazy, and then nothing RBR could do but just sit there and basically just sit there and take that shit. I'm gonna play it a little bit longer, then I'm gonna go ahead and end it because I think it's been long enough of a dissection. But I'll go ahead and play it a little bit longer.
Go ahead.
So Trump passed a thing for prison reform. That was something that's pretty big for a lot of blacks, especially that a lot of cases are being looked at. In that type of sense, that means that a lot of cases where men have been hit for like little misdemeanors and stuff like that, those cases are being brought back up and they're being looked into, as well as a lot of police jurisdictions are being called into question. Now, the system's not perfect, it never was made to be perfect, but at least somebody actually threw that on the table. The next thing that we actually have to look at is for the jobs. A lot of black men are getting hired and put into more better jobs. But the thing about it is it takes for black men to want to go compete. Nobody can force you to take on these type of jobs. They're forcing you to actually go out there and compete. A lot of jobs, and when people talk about, well, he's pissing off China. Why? Because he's making it where more so he's putting you as American black men. He's putting you black men and black women first. For once now, y'all, I'm seeing people that are black getting more jobs, especially government jobs. I've seen them going to the postal service. I've seen them actually picking up stuff, working at the wellness center. Different stuff like that. Those are jobs that are very important to communities that we do need. So when we're looking at these types of systems that black people can actually are attainable, mind you, I'm a veteran. So I get affected by a lot of these things. And to see that these things are being looked at and being looked upon and being actually addressed, that actually feels pretty good. I got to understand. And the thing about it, I bring up black people is, let's be for real, Donald Trump didn't get in off the votes of black people. Y'all played with Hillary Clinton and a lot of Democrats. And because you did that, you can't say, well, what are you going to do for me? Well, nigga, you didn't vote for him. So if you didn't vote for him, if you didn't put your money into Donald J. Trump, you can't start demanding somebody do some shit for you if you didn't put it into them. You had Jesse Jackson and all those niggas going up there, hugging up and saying all that crazy dumb shit. And let's be for real. Where they at now? Like they're still hugging up on Democrats that are trying to get black police chiefs fired. They're still hugging up and shaking hands with people that don't have your best interests. But see, the thing about it is, for once, you got this white dude saying, listen, man, like, if you want a job, you can get a job. The most y'all can say is he's racist. Just because your boss is racist don't mean you gotta fuck with him. You're not sleeping with your boss. You're just trying to get the fucking job. I don't give a shit that the man is racist. I give a shit about just trying to get the job. That's the thing about it. We both offer feelings, not offer logic. And the shit about it is that's what's eating up a lot of black people now, man. Now it's time to the point where it's either you out here trying to get it or you're just not trying to get it. And honestly, we gotta be for real, but gentrification is actually taking over. People are buying up the properties. And they're not so much white people buying it up. We're seeing the Latinos buying the properties. We're seeing the Arabs buying the properties. Even the Asians. They're buying up your properties. Now, you can stay in these communities and try to stay isolated if you want. But let's be for real, that it's almost like now you're going to have to compete at some point. The jobs are out here. We just had a flood in the middle of the U.S. There's a big flood that happened in Indiana and down from Indiana all the way down there to the Midwest. That's a lot of farming land that needs to be redone. Those are open jobs. I mean, we got to ask our black brothers and sisters, are y'all trying to step into those jobs? Are y'all trying to work them? Mind you, the government does offer grants where you can take the job, you can get paid $500,000 and actually work it. You can go into the marijuana business if you wanted to, or however you want to do that. But see, the thing about it is, and then you also have school choice. These are things that we talk about for pro-black as something like to bring up. But the thing about it that we got to ask ourselves is, are you going to do that? Are you going to put in the work? You're dealing with a type of man who doesn't think like a politician, but thinks like a businessman. So it's self-preservation at this point for black people. And I mean, honestly, I fuck with it. It's a business on business type of move.
But let me do this. Let me go to Sam Semantic real quick, and then we go to Edward, and then back to our real brother. All right, Sam Semantic.
Yeah.
Oh, let him talk. Here we are.
All right.
Thanks for letting me on the panel.
I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. But I dissected the part that I wanted to dissect, which was the actual debate between, or the discourse between Oshay and RBR Network. Get the likes up. Let me know what y'all think about this. And I'm getting kind of sleepy right now. But go ahead and let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you for watching.